Yeah. We back. ADHD. With all debates, all heated discussions, and all dreams happen different. You know what I mean? Hip hop culture talk right now. You know, this me, myself, Trap Bradshaw, sitting in the stadium right now in the big chair. I'm tired now, man. I've been running around like crazy, man. I got my good fellas with me right now. You know what I mean? Got Uncle Trill in the building. What's happening, brother?
Uncle Trill from the Hill, here to deliver the real.
Uncle Trill from the hill, you know. Got my man PG, otherwise known as Precious Gorgeous from Brooklyn.
King of New
What
York,
up?
Brooklyn in the house.
I told this motherfucker don't do that. He did it. And he did it, man. Nigga's crazy, man. Yeah, man. Well, we here now, man. I don't know what number we at right now, but you will definitely see it on the podcast listing right there. You know what I mean? I think we got like 12 right now. So,
That's awesome.
yeah, man. Yeah, we getting there, man. We gonna build it up before you know we gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Be out of the teens in a minute. But yeah, y'all, what up though, man? It's been a lot going on. How was y'all weekend going so far, man? It's a Saturday right now. I had a great week. I'm gonna tell you like that. I had a great week so far. Word. I was moving around like a young buck. Word. I attended 2 concerts this week, and it was like 2 concerts that was like on a different, like, I wouldn't even say it was both hip hop, but it was just like it was a different crowd. Like I went to the Wu-Tang concert at the Garden. You know what I'm saying? Which is like, I think the last time I seen Wu-Tang perform was at Summer Jam, and it was all of them there though too. And I want to say it was the one that got them basically banned from Hot 97. You know what I'm saying? I seen that one right there, and then this is my next time seeing Wu-Tang perform was this one right here, and it was a pleasure going to it. I didn't even know I was going into the last minute either. Word, my brother came in town. He was like, "Yo, you know the Wu performing in the Garden?" I'm like, "Yo," he's like, "I might be able to get some tickets." I'm like, well, "Get the tickets, bro. I'm trying to go there. You crazy?" At 6:30, hit me up. I did the live stream with Glasses for 2 hours, and then next thing I know, my brother hit me up. I'm tired as hell too. He hit me up, "Yo, I got the tickets. Come on, we going." I'm like, "Oh man, we out. Let's go." You know what I'm saying? Like, we out. I could take a nap and then I'm all there. I needed a nap or something. I could take a nap or nothing. So I hopped up, went over there. Amazing show. Amazing
Was
show.
everybody there?
All the members was there. All the members was. That's why they calling it like the farewell tour, because it's like they're gonna still be touring, like as far as like on a solo act tip, probably, but as far as like seeing them all together, because it's hard to get them all together though. They saying it's the last one right here. It's the last hurrah. You know what I'm saying? And they
Man, that's 9 dudes, man. Right? That's 9
exactly.
of them. God
That's
bless
pretty
them.
tough. Yeah, that's pretty. 9
They
dudes
did,
is like 60 years old too, though, bro. Like they
and
old,
they did
bro.
worldwide, right?
Yeah, I don't know if they did worldwide yet. I don't know if that's told me the last. Like I know they did in America right now, because I know they did Jersey the other night. They did Philly last night. I know they was in Chicago before. They did all around. They did, I don't know
And they
how many
did
stops
Vegas.
they had. They did Vegas. Yep. I could see them probably having a residency or somewhere. I could see them probably doing that right there. That'd be dope. You know what I'm
They'd have
saying?
to pay a lot to keep all 9 of them, though. It's like, I don't even know. And YDB was there?
Yeah, YDB is, yo, bro. That's the first time I seen YDB. I never seen him before. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that boy, when I say he embodies his pops, beat, that shit, he look like him. The energy he give off is just like, it's crazy. Let me tell you something funny though, right? So, they brought out, so they had a lot of guests. They had a lot of guests that came out too. So they had I'm gonna say Mar Deep. I'm gonna always say Mar Deep, man, because Havoc does some dope shit where he I ain't know he even does it like this though, but he did Shook ones, he did Prodigy verse. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Word. It was that was dope right there.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was dope. That was really
Did he
dope.
sound like him?
Nah, I mean, he ain't necessarily sound like, but it's still, you know what I'm saying? It was still
Yeah.
just dope to have him, like, you know what I'm saying Prodigy verse. The Locks came out. And it was crazy because the Locks, they did We Gonna Make It, and then they let Sheik do Sheik did Niggas Done Started Something verse. The crowd went up on that verse. I ain't gonna hold you. They went up on Sheik verse. I gotta tell Dane that, man. They went up on it. Who else came out? I don't really want to miss. Well, I'm probably gonna miss people though. But I was saying the guests, cause they brought Little Kim. They brought Little Kim out. They brought
Whoa.
Little Kim came out, and she actually did what would have been kind of dope if she would have came out. She didn't perform her set with Havoc, but she did Quiet Storm though, and she did a dance too. She did a dance and all that shit. She was crazy. She had it shit turned up. One of the dopest moments of the shit though is they did the what? And they had Little C's do big verse, B.
Wow.
Yo, that shit was crazy. Yo, that shit was dope, B. I ain't gonna hold you. That was dope. But the funniest part was SWV came out, right? And they were doing this song, the song they got with Wu-Tang and all that, right? So I don't know if this is the first time Young Dirty Bastard did the song with him. So they sing their ass off still. They sing it, right? and he jumped on at the wrong part. And homegirl rest of me was like, yo, back up, man. She was like, yo, back up, get out. It ain't not yet. Back up. She like nudged him. And he like walked off like, oh shit, I fucked up. And everybody looking at him like, yo, what the fuck is this nigga doing? What you doing, bro? And he walked off like he knew he messed up. He walked off like, damn, I messed up. He came on like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He was like, yo, back up, not yet, yo. He's like, not yet. He backed up and shit. But that was a funny part right there, though. But yeah, for the most part, though, that shit was a dope show, though, man. It was a real dope show. And it was so crazy. I'm saying,
Did
like,
they do it like a play or something? I heard this.
yo, bro, they did this shit like, they did this shit where it was like they would do Wu-Tang songs and then they would do somebody's solo songs. And like, and that's how like they would they were like transferred over to somebody's solo songs and shit like that.
Right.
And
That's what
they would
was
go back to Wu-Tang songs.
He said that on Drink Champs, I think, that they had it like a play.
That shit is so fire, yo. And then the like them certain times like when the girl be singing, I forgot what's her name, Trill? You know her name?
Takitha or something? Is that?
That's it. Takeover.
Takitha, she was yo, bro, they had her singing, bro, with no acapella. I mean, when I tell you, bro, she was singing, yo, bro, I didn't know who that lady. I knew the songs and the verses she was doing, but when I tell you she was singing that shit acapella, she was blowing the stadium away. B, that shit was crazy. And that's how they would go like to different segments and stuff. So like when she did like when I first came on the scene, acapella and killed the shit. B, he was killing it. And Method Man was everybody was dope. It was so dope you couldn't even say like who was the best. That's how dope it was. B, Jizza was dope. Capadonna was super dope. Method Man was crazy. Redman came out. Yeah, it was crazy though, man. But then I went from there. Then I went to the next day. I took my daughter to go see Tyler at the Barclays, and that shit was insane. Like Tyler, yo, bro. I don't know, man. I'm ready to knock Cole up out of that third spot and put Tyler there, man. People saying I'm bugging. I don't know, bro.
I mean, Tyler's a dope performer. Like I never seen him live, but just the videos I see, this nigga's like, it's astonishing. He has so much
crazy,
energy, and he has
it's crazy.
songs.
It's crazy the way he could do it, but he do by himself too, by himself.
Like asthma.
It was crazy, B. And it was like I had the floor tickets, and like I guess it's like the new thing now. It's no floor seats no more. It's standing up on the floor though, but you really like it's like the way the whole shit go. Like he walking over you it's crazy, B. And it was like his show was just crazy, B. I'll get more into his show later on because that shit was it was a dope ass show, bro. Word. It was, but the crowd was just so different. Like the crowd from Wu-Tang crowd to Tyler crowd, like Tyler got a cult following. B. They up in there dressed like Tyler. They up in there. I seen so many Igor wigs. They up in there with ties on. My daughter had the white button up with a tie, with a green tie on. You know what I'm saying? She's like, you supposed to have came with something green on. And I'm like,
wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. And it was all like that. The merch line was crazy from outside to inside. Yeah,
his merch is probably insane.
Yeah, his merch is crazy. I spent about $200 on merch just for them. Word, bro. For like 4 shirts. But I seen people walking around with big duffel bags full of merch though, B. Somebody said he make like about $500,000 on a show on merch alone.
I just cannot interject this real quick. Whenever we have these conversations, and I know it's just content for the rooms, but whenever we have these conversations like, is hip hop coming back? I'm listening to shit like this. I'm like, bro, you don't see this as the dopest shit ever? Like the culture is incredible. You went to a Wu-Tang concert and a
Yeah,
Tyler concert within days of each other. You had
yeah.
fun at both. They're so different, yet you could see a through line between them. Like, this shit blows my mind. All right, that's all I want to say.
Yeah, but I could also see the influence of Wu-Tang on Tyler though too. You know what
That's
I'm
exactly
saying?
what I'm saying. There's a through
Yeah,
line. They're
yeah.
super different, but there's a through line. You could super see how
Mhm.
without Wu-Tang there is no Tyler. But yet you went to a show where niggas was wearing wigs and shit.
It was crazy, man. It was crazy. So that shit was insane, man. But it was dope. It was really dope. It was a dope hip hop week for me. I feel like, man. Or I could take. I'm good all summer now. I'm good all summer from now. I don't think I gotta see no more. Well, you know what? I will go see the Clipse though. They come to New York though.
Word
I'll go
up.
check the Clipse out.
They're coming on the 7th, Terminal 5. They
August, right?
doing
August 7th?
yeah,
Yeah,
they doing Terminal 5 on the 7th. They doing Brooklyn. They just added Brooklyn Steel on the 8th.
that's
I'm
dope.
gonna try to go to one of them.
Let me
You
know.
guys
Let's
can use
go.
that
Let's
meme
wait.
trap of how at the tiny desk all Malice is doing is checking to see if somebody's coming to get him.
What?
Remember that meme? They
No.
said Malice always looks like he's waiting for the police to come in the back.
Nah, that's great. I haven't watched the Tiny Desk show. I heard it's super dope too. I haven't
It
watched
was
it.
really good. Yeah, it was a really good one.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet though. But the Clips had a hell of a week this week though, man. The Clips is killing them this week for real.
Oh,
For real. I mean,
trap, bring glasses up.
all right.
Now, but
Yeah.
I was gonna say something about Tyler. Do you see the influence from ODB to Tyler? Because remember, ODB was wearing the
Exactly.
wigs.
Oh,
ODB
Yeah.
was doing all the wild shit. I feel like,
Exactly.
yeah, I think that's a good parallel. ODB and Tyler.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You can see. I mean, it's that. It's just the uniqueness of Tyler that
You
I could
you
basically see with.
you ever notice, Trap, that I never say that about him? And it's not like I really fuck with Tyler, and it's not no West Coast shit. Like, I don't give a fuck about that. But you ever notice I never question that with him?
Nope.
Because
They're not
even
not so
though he
bad.
completely different, yeah, even though he from a completely different part of town from us, like, right, and he ain't no, like, I don't even fuck with Tyler shit. Cause all that dissing God, I don't really fuck with that shit. But you ain't never in your life heard me question that nigga, because no matter what he doing, I can see exactly what it is. Even though it is night and day different than what I do or what we grew up watching people do to some degree. But to Trill's point, it very much does always scream ODB.
Yeah. Yeah. I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that though.
ODB is special. Like, I mean, ODB is everything to me. Like, I always to this day I've always battled with. I can never pick my favorite Wu-Tang member. It's always between Jizz and ODB. It's always between those two. And but yeah, the ODB was just so special. It's boundaryless. Like,
And that's why I got
And all that
so
shit and all that shit and all that
mad.
shit is off that Bismarck tree. It's off that Bismarck tree.
of course.
Yeah, yeah, and that's why I got so mad with your boy though, Glasses man, with the what's home? I'm gonna say his name though, but when he said that dumb shit about comparing Yin Yang Twins to ODB, I'm like, what? I'm like,
I
what
mean,
the?
he
No,
probably was an
no,
influence. He probably was
what?
an influence for them.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah,
No,
man,
he
because
wasn't.
he was so happy and free and funny. That's what they do.
No,
Why is that an insult to ODB?
no, bro. No,
All right, Trap.
no, no. There's no comparison to ODB. You ever heard ODB freestyle?
I'm not
When-
saying, bro, I'm not saying they're the same as ODB. I'm saying he probably, when they saw him on screen, he's probably having so much fun. They probably thought, oh, we could have fun. He made it okay. Like, one thing I love about ODB is because I was just saying this to somebody else the other day. All this shit about the lyricist, like that's the only element of hip hop, or that's the only part of the genre that everybody has to have a fucking entendre. Like, and ODB could rap, but to me, his rapping was more about spirit and musicality and fun. It wasn't about, oh, listen to this entendre and this story. There's more elements to rapping than that. And to being on a record and to being in hip hop, you know what I mean? I think really it's not just Biz Marquis, rest in peace. It's also Flavor. It's also Flavor Flav.
Flavor Flav?
There's DNA of Flavor Flav in ODB too. Just that freeness and that fun and that being a spirit of levity. Just like Chuck D knew he had to have Flavor Flav in Public Enemy. There's no question. I can't beat Chuck D if there's no Flavor Flav. There has to be a foil for what I am. And that's one of the things I love about ODB, and that's how his brothers loved him, because he kind of made them more free to be exactly what they were, because he would handle the joy and the freedom and the I don't know, the irreverence, and he probably made them feel more safe to be exactly who they were and to be weird. They're all weird. The whole Wu-Tang is, these guys are all weird dudes, and I don't mean
No,
that
they
in
not. No, they not.
What's
Oh,
no,
that's
crazy?
not
crazy.
in a
What's crazy?
derogatory, like they say that in the hood. I'm
What's
saying like
crazy?
they're all particular, they're all idiosyncratic, and he probably made them feel more free to be that way.
What's up, Glasses?
You know who I see? I see more Two Live Crew in them boys than I see ODB.
Exactly.
Of
Exactly.
course, I'm not going to dispute that. Of course, I'm
hmm
not saying he's their main influence.
Exactly. I don't see no ODB in them at all. But yeah, though, man. Again, man, this was a dope hip hop week, man. I love this week right here. Very special
Yo,
week.
Trap,
So
can
go
I
ahead,
add
bro.
one last
Go ahead, bro.
one last thing on that piece?
hmm
I think we forgot somebody when we talked about the chronological order of having like that wild nigga in the group, Bushwick Bill from Ghetto Boys.
That's a fact.
Oh, that
That's a
was a
fact.
wild nigga for real.
That's a fact. What was they? Yo, that was ill though. Just the fact that they even like chose to put a midget in the group though. Being like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know
That
why
was
that's so
ill.
funny.
Can
That
y'all
was
hear what
ill.
I said?
Nah, I mean, what you say? What you say, Glasses?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I said I see more Two Live Crew in them boys than ODB.
yeah. I agree with
Yeah, we
that.
caught that.
I agree with
Yeah,
that.
that's a fact. That's
I
a
don't know
fact.
how
I think
I don't really see the ODB in them, but I see the Two Live Crew in them more than I see ODB.
anything fun and free and wild, I see ODB in there. I could be totally wrong. They might not be influenced by ODB at all, but I don't see how you could be in hip hop and not be influenced by ODB. I think this dude was like he's the patron saint of being yourself. I remember I always think about, when they had when they had, I used to be a huge Fugees fan, so when they had Praz go on MTV for the Ghetto Superstar thing, and I think Carson Daly was interviewing them, and then ODB was there, and somebody called in on the phone, and they was asking questions, and it was like, ODB, I see all these people doing things for the community and sharing and bringing to the community and doing charity and all these things. What are you what are you doing? What are you doing to uplift your community and bring help and support to the community? What are the things that you're doing? And ODB sat there
Nigga
and he was
said
like, me?
nothing.
Nothing. Yo, the whole studio fell out, bro. Oh my god, I think about that all the time.
That's real shit.
I love ODB, man.
It's also one other person that we didn't put into this fold too.
Who that?
Easy E.
Yeah. Well,
Easy, really.
would you put him in this vote?
Yeah, I mean Easy E was coming out with one sunglasses in, one frame out.
Wow, I
He
didn't
was
know
he,
that.
he was
Oh, he did
doing
have the straight jacket. He did the straight jacket early on. Probably been the
yeah.
Oh
first one did the straight jacket.
wow.
He
I
was the
think
first one to go
what they
out
show
there.
is the duality of actual street niggas. Because people have this idea that
That's
street
true.
niggas is these super serious niggas. Like, no,
That's true.
street niggas are funny as hell. Like,
Yes,
all the
they
niggas
are.
I know that are like known killers are some of the most funny, charming
Comedic
niggas in
niggas
the
in the
world.
world. Facts.
I'm gonna say some vulnerable shit. I might take some shit for it, but niggas like ODB is the reason that I feel like he's the reason I feel like if I met the Wu-Tang, they wouldn't all just dislike me. I feel like they'd be like, "Oh, we fuck with weird niggas." You know what I mean? We fuck with niggas that's like out of the box or you know what I mean, not so. I mean, ODB was a tough dude. We're not the same. I'm not the same as ODB, but he was just a dude who was himself and he wasn't trying to be anything, and his brothers accepted him for that. And that means everything to me. I didn't even realize that till I'm saying it just now, but uh yeah, man,
But if
I
you think
love
about the
God.
Wu Tang in general, I mean, I think back to the point that we was talking about. Me and Trill was talking about. At the end of the day, bro, like, I don't know why people think in the hood that it's just this whole serious thing all the time. Really, it's always a bunch of fools. That's really how most neighborhoods is. People really funny and they have a good time and they make life like worth living. It ain't just serious and horrible. So people act like it's surprising that Wu Tang could be into karate yet they could be into the streets. What else do you like? Niggas ain't killing all the time. Niggas ain't shooting 24 hours a day. Niggas ain't shooting 7 days a week. It just don't happen like that. But then again,
I think you're exactly right. I think we only know that though because because they demonstrate it. Like they have the vulnerability and the boldness and the brilliance to demonstrate it. To
But
do all that
but
shit.
I don't think it's just them. I think if you listen to
Oh, of
NWA,
course, yeah, yeah, not
yeah,
just them.
that shit is funny. Like a lot of that shit funny. Like
All of them,
people
all
take
of
the
them are funny.
serious shit. Like if you listen to Snoop first album or Dre first album, a lot of that shit is funny.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
ain't just hey, I'll kill everybody here. That shit is funny and it's making fun of people. And it's with a it's not taken as harsh, but people just highlight it. I asked somebody today on Instagram, what did they consider black culture? And they said street shootings. I'm like, bro, Al Capone and
What the
them.
fuck?
God damn, God damn.
But I get it because that's really the truth. Even when I listen, like I was listening to the homie Veli talk, and it was like, street shit, and it kind of bothers me because it's like, what do y'all think? Like you from the streets, are you trying to tell me y'all trooping all day? Like, come on, bro. Like that don't even make sense. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Trill, no trap, niggas ain't
yeah,
trooping all day, bro.
Well, it's
nah,
not just that. You got to know, like when I first encountered ODB, I'm like in my teens. You know what I mean? And so and I knew who I was and what I was then, and so it was really it. It must have done something to me to see. Oh, this dude, he's not. It's the same thing I felt about Prince. Actually, you watch Prince, and I never thought he wasn't masculine, but at the same time, he's like he gonna do what the fuck he wants, and nobody can say shit.
But
And
he, but even
in the
to the
same way,
earliest,
ODB had that same spirit, even though he's very
but,
different than Prince. But he had
but
this
even
spirit of like, I'm me, no matter what.
but even to the earliest form of hip hop, bro, it was Biz Mark, bro, is fucking funny, dog. And
Oh
I
yeah.
and I and
super.
I can and I cannot imagine Biz Mark was one of the type of niggas you could just put your hands on.
Oh, of course,
I
of
just
course.
wasn't. I'm not buying it. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
Hmm.
I think these are the things that people act like don't exist. When me and Trap argue sometimes or joke play and shit, I'm like, I get upset because they try to kind of marginalize street life into this one pocket of just some nigga highlight this one moment when it's way more. Like I said, it's way more Friday stories than it is Boys in the Hood stories.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It's way more Friday stories.
I mean,
The hood is more like Friday more than Boys in the Hood.
That's a fact.
I understand where those stereotypes come from, but I think hip hop does a very good job of representing itself. I mean, I learned so much about. I don't know. That's why there's so. I don't know. When you were saying that, it just made me think about YG, and like I'm a huge YG fan. I love YG. I love low key. I think he's a really dope lyricist, and I think there's also something about him. This nigga wore a mariachi suit in a video.
Hmm.
It's incredible. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he
And
has a
it's
great
funny.
sense of
Yeah.
humor. Yeah, yeah.
You didn't think it was corny. You
Nope.
thought it was silly, but
I thought that
but
shit was.
No,
that's
I thought that
no,
shit was dope.
I thought every time he went on damn penny loafers, he corny, B. I ain't gonna do that shit there,
I
B.
think that dude was.
Nah, he
He
went on
was, he
damn
was
penny
solid
loafers.
back then.
I guess that might be your culture out there. I don't know, bro. Y'all wearing penny loafers
I
with
fuck with
jeans.
YG
That
heavy.
might be your thing right
huh?
there, glasses.
That's
I
my
don't
man
know.
going to. That's my man putting a 10 on the six.
That's definitely a 10 on 6
Hard
right
bottoms
there.
or White Sox.
That's
We
definitely
do
a 10
we
on
do
6.
we do hard bottom, but I don't know about the loafers.
He definitely came out with some loafers on before, B. Well,
Yeah,
it looked like loafers in my eyes.
like we
I
had some
think I think that shit
boneyard.
is fly though. Maybe it's an
Yeah, he
I
old
think
would.
that shit is
Duncan Pender
super fly,
Hughes.
bro. I think
He
that
Hey,
shit is
would.
that,
fly.
hey, that's
He would.
really like in gangbanging years, bro. That used to be the 6-0's calling card. Them
Yeah,
niggas like
that's what
so
I'm saying.
while everybody would be like dressing like a uniform, like poor shit and trying to freshen it up, them niggas was dressing studious. Them niggas brought the button up and
That shit
Dockers
is
and
fly
coaster
to me, dog.
shoes. Them niggas
I
was
love
dressing
that shit.
all them niggas with face tats wearing with them glasses on trying to look smart. Like nigga, your smart ass going to jail, cuz.
Well, I guess New York do that shit though too. Niggas are definitely everything I know that come home from jail. Niggas come home with some glasses, B.
Yeah.
Word to
Nigga.
word to
And the truth is I'm starting to realize
Didn't
niggas was
Tupac do
blind.
that? Tupac was wearing glasses when it came out.
yeah, niggas come
Niggas
home
was
with glasses,
what
B.
I'm
I
starting to
know.
realize is niggas was blind the whole time, but they was acting too tough and embarrassed, so they never got no
That
prescription.
could
When
be
you know
it.
when you go to jail,
Maybe.
Trill
Uh,
tell you when you go to jail that shit be free. Niggas be like,
yeah,
oh bro, you can't see, bro. You need some glasses.
get some glasses, B. Niggas always
Yeah.
come home with some specs, B.
Niggas
Niggas come home
get
with some specs
diagnosed.
on, B. Word. That's a
Come out
fact.
of jail with some specs or fighting a hard case with some specs. Nigga, be
Exactly.
honest.
Nigga
Nigga,
put the
you do
specs on
not
the
look
trial.
studious, nigga. You going to
For a,
jail. You better see the
for,
you better
for a
see you
triple
going to
murder, put
jail.
some specs on, nigga. Triple murder, you got some specs, so I'm about to beat this
like
shit with these specs, nigga. What are you talking about,
I
like
think
the
I
Or when
I
you
jury.
go
think
see the parole board, nigga definitely got to
Like
put some
the
glass on to see the parole
like the
board.
like the jury
nigga?
gonna be like, oh, he's too studious to do
Yeah.
something
Look
like
at
that.
him. Look at him. This church going right here,
So
man. Man.
studious. Such a
Walking in with
studious
the Bible
gentleman.
with some specs on, B.
hey Trap. I
Nah,
don't know
but
if
to
you
the
know this.
earlier point, to the earlier point, I think a lot of it is like the pathology that we feed into about the idea of black male criminality. So we just see black men as these like crazy brutes that's out here killing people, raping people, shooting up neighborhoods, selling crack. But when we talk about like white serial killers, they always talk about how sophisticated they were, how charming
Exactly.
Ted Bundy was. Ted Bundy was such a good-looking guy. He dressed so well, and people wanted to help him. That's how he ended up killing all the people. They always make it seem like it's a sophistication to white murder, and it's like a bruteness to black murder. But in
Yeah, don't,
reality,
there's
like,
no black serial killers though. We don't
no,
know
but
them.
even if you look at like all the niggas I know that would be categorized as serial killers, because I think what they say serial killers over three bodies. I know
Oh,
at
okay.
least three. I know at least three people that have done that, and they're some of the nicest guys. Like I would take them to meet. One of them met my mother, so I can't even say I would take the other ones to meet my mother too. Like they're actually really nice guys. They enjoy smiling. It'd be like when you hear about the stuff that they do at night, and when that other side of them comes out, it'd be surprised. Like, yo, every time I see this nigga, he's always joking. He's always having a good time. He's always smiling. And I think they never really want that to be the image of the niggas in the hood doing that. So I think people like ODB, the Easy E's of the world, these are street niggas, certified street niggas. But when they bring that element there, I think it humanizes that side of the streets as well. It's not just a bunch of angry
I
DMX
still I
niggas out there
still
committing crime.
I still hold on I still hold on the term serial killers. You got to be killing people for nothing. Like I'm
Right,
only
right.
Yeah,
calling
I
it
think it's
you.
the sociopath you got to go
Yeah,
within. Like, I think that's what it is,
Yeah,
though, more.
yeah.
you a serial killer if you killing niggas because it's Thursday. If you at
Right,
war with
right.
niggas and y'all like having problems or you saw me, like is a real serial killer is somebody who just killing people because they just killing people. They be like,
You
I
like to
don't like
feed
women.
a urge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like women. Or like
That
Dahmer.
Dexter shit.
I'm not calling nobody that went to no that's in no war, even if I'm not all the way tight in on a war, I'm not calling that person a serial killer. Like
Mm.
I can't let white people get off. Like it's a difference between what a homie do and what that man did in Vegas when he shot that gun out that window and killed them 51 people just
hmm
because it was a concept.
Mm.
That is
Mm.
a real serious.
That's a
That's a real
terrorist. No,
killer.
that's a terrorist. It's terrorist. That's a
Oh,
terrorist right
that
there,
dude
Well,
is
B.
a
either way,
real.
he's one of them.
Yeah.
Ain't
That's a
that's a
real.
mass murderer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a real killer.
He's
Yeah.
white.
What my
That's what he
homies
is.
doing, what my homies is doing, or what homies do, or what we was involved in is we fighting a war. We not roll. Ain't nobody rolling by just to kill. When I had a homie like that, bro, niggas, he had to go.
Yeah.
Niggas was like, oh no,
Yeah.
this nigga,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
nigga, you
Nah.
a threat to niggas' existence. So I just don't, I'm not a big fan of the, like, I'm going to let white folk off with their serial killer shit and then compare it to, because they would never call General Patton a serial killer. They'd never call Barack
Mm.
Obama a serial killer. They'd never call Trump a Trump and them just did a motherfucking, Trump and them just did a little, a drone by,
hmm
you know what I mean, blowing up some shit. They
They
just
have another
knocked
number.
off,
We have another number over
yeah,
there. We have another number they knocked off over
they just
there.
knocked off. They just knocked off 60 people. That wasn't nothing.
Oof.
Like,
Oof.
come on, man. That's the real deal. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Mm.
So, and I'm not calling them a serial killer because I understand they're fighting a war. Now, the real serial killers, you know what I mean? Like Dahmer and them. That it's different. That's different. That's way different than any nigga from Harlem. I mean, that's just different. The worst nigga from Harlem can't hold a candle to
I don't
Jeffrey
know.
Dahmer.
I don't know. Preacher might have been a serial killer, B. I don't know.
Yeah,
Preacher
but
was
he's
right.
still not. Preacher ain't never
Preacher was
ate
violent.
nobody. Preacher ain't
Yeah,
never
yeah.
had nobody ass in the freezer.
I think
Preacher was doing some
never,
shit. Preacher was doing some shit.
I
I'm
never
sorry.
been able to
He wasn't
articulate.
killing choir boys though.
Nah, he
That
wasn't.
nigga,
I,
man, that nigga Dahmer was killing niggas and
Yeah,
eating niggas,
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
That's the
never
real,
been
and
able
it
to
wasn't
But
for
I
articulate.
no
don't think.
reason.
But I don't. But no. But I don't feel. I don't feel like as if to be labeled that you have to go to that fullest extent though, B. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like you like when they said like when I Ted Bundy, like Ted Bundy was a they said Ted Bundy was a handsome dude, very charismatic, but he was just getting women and he had a thing for killing women, B. You know what I'm saying? He was just that was his thing right there. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
don't think he
he
was
wasn't at war with women. That nigga
yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
That
yeah.
nigga really was serious. Like
Yeah,
that
Ted Bundy
nigga
was
was
ill.
serious.
Ted Bundy was ill, B.
All them, the Richard Ramirez
Yeah.
Charlie
What's I would
Manson,
do?
and all
Charles
them.
Charles
Manson.
Manson.
Charles Manson. Yeah, he was. Yeah, Charles
Oh,
Manson, boy.
I don't
That
care what
motherfucker.
nobody say.
Yeah,
What's that boy that got killed not too long ago? That paid in full nigga. He got killed.
My Apple.
Alpo was a
oh,
cold dude. That nigga can't fuck with Charles. Charles Manson
nah.
is the real deal.
Charles
And they be
Manson was
trying to
ill.
convince us that a nigga like what's that little boy from Chicago that got killed?
To my little Vaughn, King Vaughn. King
They be
Vaughn.
trying to convince me that
Yeah,
he could hold a candle to
that
Gacy.
was the white dude did
Gacy
that
Right,
is the
shit. That white
right,
real
dude did
right.
that shit.
deal.
Yeah, the white dude did that
Yeah,
shit, man. So,
Gacy is the real deal.
John
mhm.
Wayne Gacy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched it on Gacy. Gacy is going hiring niggas, hiring
Hmm.
little white boys, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old white boys, having them work for him, letting them stay at his house, killing them and burying them in the basement. Like they dug up his house in the attic.
Yeah.
PG, they dug up in his in the basement under the
Found
dirt. They
bodies.
pulled like 40, 50 bodies.
That's crazy.
And it was
Whoa,
for no
Crazy.
reason though. PG, it wasn't for like, oh,
whoa.
he was fighting, they had a fight argument. He just would trap him, like torture him a little bit and kill him.
Crazy. Yeah,
And
that
and
was
like
that
that
was
is Vaughn is fighting other communities. They fighting each other. Why they fight each other? Somebody got killed, and these dudes been shooting at each other. Cause rest assured, it was a nigga looking to kill Vaughn. No matter what, they was looking to kill him,
They
shooting
said
at you
old
every
girl. They
time.
said old girl was looking to kill. They said if old girl would
Yeah,
have found him first, she was
Cap,
gonna kill him first.
they
I
go
actually
at it.
thought
That's
of
a war.
Yeah,
Nobody was looking to kill Gacy. That nigga
trap.
was just
Oh, sorry.
rounding niggas, just
got you.
fighting kids up and just knocking them down. That nigga is the real killer. That's
What's
the
good?
real deal.
What's good, PG?
I
Yeah,
thought of
they was
two more.
predators.
I thought of
Yeah,
two more
yeah.
topics. Fuck. What was it? Oh, one is this this I don't even know if I want to bring it up because it's another podcast. But uh one is the I'm really interested. I don't know if anybody else is, but I'm super interested in this Ali Sadiq and Cat Williams beef. We don't have to talk
Oh,
about it,
that
but
you know what's crazy about
I'm
that?
interested
Because
in
you know that Rashad goes on tour. He be on tour with Ali Sadiq, and it was crazy because I remember
those dudes
when
are both they're both first of all, I don't know what's their beef with each other, but they're both so
it
fucking good.
happened. It happened from back in the days. Like it
Yeah,
was
he
like a
kicked
couple
them out
years
of his
ago.
show and
He
Ali
kicked yeah,
Sadiq did a
something
like, hey,
happened
kick
like
them
that.
out.
Yeah, I heard it was. I didn't hear about kicked out. I heard it was on some shit like he was supposed to be there, and then Cat was on some shit. Got on some funny shit with him. Like he was like he ain't know who he was, some shit like that. Like I don't know who that
But this
dude
was
is. And
like
he
a
dubbed him for
decade
coming in.
ago.
This is a minute ago. That's how I first heard about Ali Sadiq when he doing an interview and he mentioned it right there. That's when I didn't know who Ali Sadiq was at the time. I never seen none of his specials,
And
none of that shit though.
both of them is real serious dudes.
Yeah,
So that can
that's a
go
fact.
bad.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
fact. That's a
That
fact.
can go bad. That can go bad. So I
I
hope
hope
they
they
find
fix
some
that. Like me
resolution.
too.
I
Yeah.
Me
hope
too.
they do. I hope they do as well because they're both two of the greatest that are doing that right. Even though I don't
Yo,
love Cat Williams stand
I
up,
call
but
Ali
he's a
Sadiq the
genius.
goat right now. I call him the goat right now. Be to me.
That first that Domino Effect 1 and
All
2,
of them is good. All of them special. That's one. If you listen, if
that
you watching the
nigga
pod
is
right
he
now,
might be the best comic pound for pound in the
if
world
you
right now.
haven't seen Ali Sadiq YouTube specials, I advise you go watch them right there.
But
That
then you
man,
put that against the Shannon Sharp Cat Williams interview. Them niggas both went. They both.
I didn't see Ali Sadiq interview. Yeah, he got an interview on Shannon
He
Sharp
got a
too.
lot of.
I didn't,
He does a
but
lot of interviews.
I didn't watch the his Shannon Sharp interview though. Rashad was there when they did it though too. He told me it was good. I haven't watched the whole thing though. But again though, if you haven't seen Ali Sadiq YouTube, you can watch him on YouTube. His
Domino
YouTube
Effect
specials.
one
His
and two,
Domino
3 and
Effect.
4.
He just put one out on Father's Day. He got about 5
Yeah,
of them
by
out.
his son.
You
Yeah,
can watch all 5 of them. I guarantee you,
or my two
you will.
sons. He has two.
You're
two
my
yeah,
two sons. You
yeah.
will be watching the best comedy that's done right now. One of the
He might be
best
the best stand up in the
storytellers.
world right now. Yeah,
He's the best right now. He's the best to me.
yeah,
Best
yeah.
storyteller that I've seen. Other than I put him out there with Bill Cosby.
I'm not even
Bill
saying.
Cosby's a
I
great
mean, he's the
storyteller.
best storyteller, but just pound for pound funniest, he might
Yeah,
be the funniest.
He's super dope. He's super dope, man. I really, that's my favorite comedian right now. I'm waiting for him to come back up here towards New York. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if he's in Jersey, Connecticut, upstate. I'm going to the show, B. For real. I gotta see this joint live.
I've
For
seen
real.
him live one time.
You
Not that
seen
long
him
ago.
live?
Yeah, I seen him. There was a comedy club that used to be here in Long Island City called the Creek and the
Mm-hmm.
Cave. They
Okay.
shut down in New York in the pandemic, and they reopened in Austin. And their opening night, I went to see them, and Ali Sadiq was the headliner. Cypher
Fire.
Sounds was the opener. Ali Sadiq was the headliner. This was like 2021.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, he was so. I mean, I'd never really watched him before, and I was like, "Holy fuck, this dude is one of the funniest people I've ever seen." He was just
So
that
now
amazing.
you gotta go check out Ali Sadiq. Ali Sadiq is dope. So now being I got my bro Glasses here right now, and I'm saying I gotta get at him right now because when I was saying a couple weeks ago that these two brothers was gonna sell 100,000. You know what I'm saying? He told me I was out of my goddamn mind, man. The numbers are in. The numbers are in.
Yeah,
It went out
113 is impressive. That is
113 is
unbelievable.
crazy.
They finna
Right.
start. They finna start double booking some of these shows. Some of these shows finna
Mm-hmm.
get moved up into some arenas.
It's crazy.
Look, I ain't gonna lie.
That's
I'm
wild.
beyond impressed. It's incredible to do that independently. You know what I mean? Don't get me
Mm-hmm.
wrong. They do have a sense of partners, but that is very much their move. That is not scripted by some label. That is really, really special. And I don't even think hip hop understands quite how special that is. Honestly, even you, Trap, I don't think you
Mm-hmm.
quite like I've been talking to homies in the business. Like I talked to some people that really sold some records and everybody is saying the same thing, like in disbelief. Like, wow,
I don't think they
that's
expected to sell
incredible.
this much.
I
No,
did.
they had to. Everybody was talking shit, talking about they booked they ticket sales at 25%. That shit, this changes every like they are in a different position, and they have a record deal for
Yeah.
the next project.
But,
It's,
but why would they go get a record deal for though? They just
they
right
gonna
here
pay
independent.
gonna pay them too much money.
They're gonna want to give them that
They
bag.
gonna pay them
They're
too
gonna want to give
much
them that
money.
bag. They're gonna give
That
them
might
that
Come
make it
on,
bag.
man!
really,
Like
really,
you do
really
what you do
worth their
right now.
while.
You made some great money, and you finna go clean up. But man, you
Mm.
don't. Them
They
people
might not
come
do it
and
though.
them people gonna they gonna do it. Them people gonna write them people that $3-4 million check and just different.
I don't see this late in their career right now within them having the success that they had independent right now. For them to go back and want to sign to them, I mean, because what they gonna understand is it took a lot of hard work. It took a lot of hard work by them alone to make this happen. So the only way I can see if they feel like they don't want to put this same work in and have the machine do it for them though next time. You know what
Man,
I'm saying?
and they gonna pay them. They got to
Yeah.
pay them people. That
Yeah, the
them
bag they might
checks
ask
next
for must
time.
be a crazy
Them
bag.
checks next time look like $3-4 million.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't think they because it's like they're so connect. Like I can't because it's wild to think that we did think they weren't going to sell that much when you think of how connected they are. Like they may be in terms of the kind of rap they do, there may not be anybody better connected than them. They know everybody Pharrell knows. They know everybody Kanye knows. Like
But
Yeah.
that's
it's a little
crazy.
it's a little trickier to sell records than just that. Like
Right. Okay.
it really got to be the perfect storm.
And that's what they had.
It's really tough to layer it. Like what they did is honestly, I'll be straight up honest. Like studying the history of the record business, this is in the top 10 most incredible feats, and I know nobody gonna get why, but slowly as more information come out exactly about how impressive this is, you'll notice it, dog. Like if you notice, they went right to television. Like they went to like it changes everything for them, even as an independent, even being connected to Rock Nation and that whole equity thing. Like this is a big deal. Like this is big. Like
And
this
again,
is
for the
really
kind of
big.
rap that they do, for those guys to go to do that to move like that's astonishing to me.
See,
That's like
see
seeing
one.
that happen to Griselda. That's
See, when
wild.
you say, you know what's so crazy is like, as I've been listening to the album all week though, right? And people will say like the kind of rap that they do, because I think they getting boxed in with them being. I don't even look at them as being cocaine rappers like that no more. And
I'm
they
not talking
mention
about
it.
cocaine.
What you
I'm just
mean though?
saying very lyric driven, very
Okay,
dark.
okay,
You know what I
okay.
mean? Like they don't have a lot of up tempo records. They don't
Mm,
have a lot of like pop features. It's just very I mean, they're very song forward, but it's very lyric driven, and
Yeah,
so I
I get
shouldn't be
what you're
that
saying.
surprised because
I get what you're
Kendrick
saying.
spoke
Lyric
like
driven.
this, but
I get what you're saying. Lyric
it's
driven
still
though. I get
it's
you now.
but to have, but the catch is like this is impressive, Trap. Like this is really they sold more than Wayne at
Yeah,
Universal.
yeah,
And,
yeah.
and I know you
That's
don't hear
what
people
major.
about
happened
that.
to Wayne.
Yeah,
That didn't
people,
happen.
but it's not. Wayne was a success. That's what I'm telling y'all. Like Wayne
Yeah.
was a success. It's not like what Wayne did. The label was like, oh, you know what, we really lost. It was a success. Like, don't get me wrong. That they knew they were set for somewhere between 100 and 150.
I
Bro,
think this will show. I think this will show right here though that because I don't feel like Wayne really did a rollout when it came to that album though either. You know what I'm saying? I think
I
Wayne
think he dropped
did a
that shit.
commercial. Did a commercial.
Yeah,
He announced that the album's coming out, and that was about it right there. You ain't really getting like a rollout from Wayne within the whole shit. I think if we'd have got a rollout from Wayne, I think Wayne would have possibly did the numbers that we was expecting for him to do. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I think he was
but
trying
watch,
not
but
to
watch,
squander the moment
yeah,
of the Kendrick shit and all that. I think he was
watch,
trying not to
but
squander
watch
that
Tyler,
moment.
but watch Tyler with no rollout. Like sometimes no rollout is a rollout. Sometimes a rollout is what you need. It's just gauging exactly where you at in your career at that time.
Somebody told me that album's actually not coming out. I got word from somebody today. They said that album's not coming out. They said they don't know who put that out there as if the album was coming out. They said the album's not coming out on Monday. I just want to let that be known right now. But I don't know. Let's see. This part to be out then. I don't know. It might be out. It might not be out. But somebody told me today from
See, I
inside.
didn't love that last Tyler album.
Yeah,
I thought there was some good stuff on there, but I didn't love it.
I did. I did. But so within the but see that you know what I'm getting from that from like within the whole Clipse joint. I feel like but I feel like he's doing a great job within this happening though. But I don't feel like Pharrell's getting mentioned enough as being part of this for the reason why all this happened though too. You know what I'm saying? I think Pharrell was like the Geppetto in the background, you know what I'm saying? And he was the one, you know what I'm saying, advising me, you should do this, that, this, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't want to be front and have us feel like as if this only happened because of Pharrell. But I definitely feel like Pharrell plays a big major part on this success that they having right now, though, B. And it's all in the background. He doing it too. Aside from just doing all the production, I think that he, you know what I'm saying, it's his great mind though too that went behind a lot of this shit though
Well, it's
too.
also LV. It's also they record that shit in LV. It kind of feels like they're part of the record.
Yeah, yeah. So what would you say? What on the from you saying with it so far for the week? Sure, you want to go on this before we go to the next part? I want to ask what your what's the hardest hitting song that you on the album so far?
I
Now
definitely
I was gonna say a piece about the just limiting them to being quote unquote coke rappers, and I feel like coke is just like I guess the angle in which they attack it with. Like I said
yeah.
before, all these are survival stories. So one nigga might have it might be a gangster tale. It's like subjects in school. It's science, it's math, it's history, but it's all education. So like their side of education is like, okay, we're gonna talk about geography from this side of education. This side of education, we'll talk about sociology. So it isn't necessarily coke rap, it's like stories of discernment and how they learn these survival stories through discernment just comes through the angle of cocaine. So like them hustling taught them these certain life lessons. Just like somebody that comes from a conscious background. Like Dead Prez talk about, reading Revolutionary Suicide by Huey P. Newton and how that like cleansed their mind, or reading Soul on Ice by Eldridge Cleaver, how that cleansed their mind. Whereas somebody else, it might be going to jail cleanse my mind, or seeing my best friend get killed cleanse my mind. Or when I got my first brick and I realized, yo, I started off selling eighths. And then from there, I was able to build up something. So I think like when we say,
Old brick,
coke
brick,
rap,
old
gangster rap,
brick type.
conscious rap, whatever, all these are is just a subject in someone's survival. And that's just the angle that people attack it with. Or even someone like Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi's survival story was he didn't necessarily feel accepted. After his dad died, he felt lost as a person. You know what I mean? And then he found himself in this purpose, which became him making music. And a bunch of other kids that shared that story related to him. You know what I mean? So that was their survival story.
I think I mean to go off of that, like I never bought that shit of like, well, when they're like all you can rap about is coke. I'm like, nigga, keep rapping about coke. Because The Godfather is not about the mafia. It's not about gangsters. The Godfather is about fathers and sons, it's about family, and it's about tradition. That's what that movie is about. It's not about the fucking mafia. Like that's just that's just a place that you set the story so that the story could be in a place, and that place happens to be able to talk about all these other themes. But that's just an interesting place to set the story. But that's not what the story's about. That's just the cover of it. And so people who just read surface things, that's what they're gonna see. But like the gangster movies, the good ones, are not about gangsters. That's just happens to be the setting those people are in.
That's a good point, because even something like Goodfellas is more about trust and discernment that is
And
about a
friendship
gangster lifestyle. It's
and
like reading
business. Yeah,
somebody's character, realizing
absolutely,
who is who and what is what.
absolutely.
That's a fact. That's definitely a fact right there. So what's the hardest hitting song on the album right now y'all messing with though? What song y'all got right now to sing with for a week though? Which one y'all going with?
I mean, it may sound cliche, but I'm gonna go Chains and Whips. I
Chains
just
and
love the
Whips.
way it sounds in the car. I love their verses. I love the bridge. I just love everything about the record. It's one of them records where you got to speed to it. Like you can't drive the speed limit to that record. You got to go 15, 20 over the speed. It got that feeling to it. Like I want to speed, and I want to break the law a little bit,
You
not
sure you just
crazy,
don't like
just a little
speeding?
bit. I mean, I'm a not a crazy speeder because I'll be having the kids in the car, but I'm gonna go 10, 15 over the speed limit. That's mandatory.
Or blessing, blessing.
Yeah. Yeah. What you going with? PG?
First of all, I gotta say I love this album, but it's not beating Hell Hath No Fear for me. Hell Hath No Fear still stands tall as a classic. This album for me is very very solid, and at first it was Mike Tyson Blow to the Face, but now I don't love that record as much anymore. I think really for me Ibida is the best record on there.
Somebody told me that's an acronym though too, right? That's an
Yeah,
acronym
it's about like
for
taxes.
house for
Yeah,
houses or something like that, like purchasing
yeah,
houses or something like that.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that was fire. That was fire.
That's my shit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm going with FICO, man. Even though they didn't give my man a verse, I feel like he stole the show though. You know what I'm saying? He stole the show, stole guard. You know what I'm saying? He came through on it and did his thing on it. So mine right now, I'm stuck on FICO. Like if I put it on, I gotta go to FICO. You know what I'm saying? And then the other joint that ain't nobody what's the joint with what's the one with Ab Lava? Ab Lava went crazy on that joint. I don't care what nobody say. Ab went crazy.
Inglorious Bastards.
Inglorious Bastards, yes. And everybody talking about, yeah, I'm like, I love the beat. I love the way. I think that Notorious Glorious. I think that was ad bar, but they just used but they used as the hook part of the song though. But I think that was ad bar right there though. Ab went crazy
That
on
that
that.
definitely sound like him though. That
Yeah,
sounds like
that was
something you
ad.
would say.
Yeah, that was ad right there. They just put it on their verse though too though. But I definitely caught that was ad bar though, B. But yeah, but it's FICO. FICO's my song right now. That's my hardest hitting song on the album right there. But I like Inglorious Bastard though, B. For real,
Yeah,
for real.
that Glorious Bastards is definitely a freeway record. You get on the freeway, you
Yeah,
going 90,
yeah,
100 on that.
yeah,
Just it
yeah.
got that feeling
Definitely,
like I'm speeding. Fuck it.
definitely on the turnpike going crazy. Word. So then I wish Lex was here right now, man, because I want to know if I wanted to see because he had a lot to say about Pharrell production on it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the production was great, man. I think
He
right
lost
now,
glasses.
huh?
He
I think
lost glasses.
he probably dipped out. He probably be back though.
All right.
But yeah, I think I like Pharrell production on there. I don't get a classic Pharrell feel on the production. I get a new Pharrell feel. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, and I kind of feel like in a way, I kind of feel like it kind of got like an influence of Kanye on it too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like the Inglorious
Word.
Bastards. That's like a Kanye beat right there to me. Even Chains and Whips. When I hear Chains and Whips, I hear No Church in the Wild.
Oh,
You
there's
know what I'm saying?
definitely Kanye influence on that. I mean, they just did a record together 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
this is something I haven't heard anybody say. It's Almost Dry versus Let God Sort Them Out. Which one do you have in front?
All right, first before we go there, right? We had said earlier on Clubhouse in the room though, we was ranking their albums. And you just said, so it was funny, you just said that you got Hell Has No Fury over this song, because we were saying like rank their albums. It's really like just 3 albums we was ranking basically like
Right.
that. So
I
everybody
hate to
was
do
saying,
it. because I feel like I'm hating, but it's just that Hell Hath No Fury to me is so iconic.
But the stage agreed that this album right now, this right now, we don't know as we sit with it, it might become the first one. They said they were saying no way it's better than Lord Willing. They said, but it's
It
definitely
might not be. I
second.
don't know Lord Willing that well. I might have heard it years ago. I don't know it that well, but it might still because what's the last song on there? They had a posse cut on there that I fucking love.
You talking about the what's name? The joint with you talking about the joint with
I'm about the one with Kissing Styles.
Yeah, Kissing Styles
Yeah,
on
I
it.
think that one.
I'm
That
I'm gonna
shit.
Roscoe.
handle it. I'm gonna handle it AI style. Yeah, yeah,
I had that
yeah.
shit on repeat when I was a
Yeah, that
kid.
was that
That
shit.
beat is unreal.
Yeah,
That's
that
that
was
I'm
that
Not
shit.
You.
Yeah, I'm not
Oh
you,
my
rapper.
god,
Was they the first?
yo,
Was they the first one saying they wasn't a rap? They wasn't rappers.
damn, I don't know. It might be.
I'm not
Sure, was they?
sure.
I
That's
think they were
that's a
the
good
first.
it's a
I think
good
they were the
question.
first one saying that, B. That they wasn't rappers. You know what I'm saying they was
And
trappers. They was hustlers.
the
You know
thing
what I'm saying?
about it, Trap too, is I just listened to Hell Have No Fury like the other night after I listened to this. Their rapping is not as good on Hell Have No Fury as it is on this album. Like
Oh yeah,
technically,
this is like this. You
the
could tell.
rapping
Like,
is, but
yeah.
still the songs to me are better, and that is
Was it the
weird. That's
production?
like a
You think it's the
like
production?
just as the songs as a whole is just like, bro, Keys Open Doors.
Yeah, yeah,
It's just that it's like, and there's so many Womp Womp. What the fuck is Womp
yeah.
Womp? You
That's
know what I
that.
mean?
I think that, I
So
was
it's
about to say,
tough
I
for
thought
me.
that was like I always felt like the Clipse was greatly produced. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to like the Neptune, I feel like the Neptune. That's what I was saying before. I feel like you got the beat maker and you got the producer right there. I feel like Pharrell, any artist that he worked with, he produces great records. Be like he gives them the record. You know what I'm saying? Like all that shit right there, womp, all that type of shit right there.
Super
That's
Thug.
for that's exactly. That's for Pharrell's a great producer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he really, really cares about like that's my
Yeah,
shit. I'm song first, over
yeah.
everything else, and I think Pharrell is somebody who like cares about songs and he's not trying. He doesn't. I don't think he even cares if it's a hit. This nigga produced the clips. I think he just wants a song to be great. It's gonna end up being whatever it's gonna end up being, but this song needs to be great. And yeah,
So, so what's the name? I never forget. So I think I came up with ADHD probably like I'm gonna say 2017. You know what I'm saying? That's when I was getting into like wanting to do a podcast, and I came up with the whole ADHD, the acronym, and everything like that. And then like a couple years later, maybe like in 2020, Jordan Lucas came out saying that the name of his next album was ADHD. I was sick. I'm like, what the fuck? Hold on, whoa, what's going on here, bro? I'm like, hold on, bro, what's going on here?
I
Like,
don't think you have anything to worry about.
your next album is ADHD. You know what I'm saying? And then right now he just released ADHD 2. You know what I'm saying? And coming up
I
to
can't
that,
stand Jordan Lucas.
yeah, I can't stand him either though. But
I like Logic more than Jordan Lucas.
I said the same thing. I said the same thing, bro. I said the same thing.
Oh
I said the
shit!
same thing. I like Logic more than Jordan Lucas too. I
I
definitely
can't
do.
stand Jordan
I like
Lucas.
Logic, yo. I can listen to Logic mixtapes. I like when he goes. I like Logic when he goes into Logic going to like some shit where he do trap beats, and he got this other alter ego that he does where he does soulful beats. I forgot the name of that shit.
Well,
You
there's
know the name of
something
it?
about him that's sincere. I feel like Jordan Lucas is because it's what I felt with his songs that he made in the videos. Even though I fuck with some of those, but he feels like a nigga that's always he thinks like he always thinks that I could outsmart the whole game.
Yeah.
I could outthink the game, and like he doesn't do anything from his heart. And I think Logic, at the very least, because I think he tries to outsmart the game sometimes too, but I think Logic is sincere. I think he does some things from his heart. Jordan Lucas, I think, thinks he's smarter than everybody else. And you could feel it in his music, and that shit really irritates me.
It's crazy you say that he think he outsmart everybody, but he just was calling an old boy from over there. What's dude name that he battling from the UK? Skepta.
Skepta.
Skepta. He just called him. He just told him, "You sound like a Harvard graduate." That was one of his disses on the song right there with the little back and forth they've been doing. But
That's a whole
yeah,
mess over there.
yeah, I don't know what's going on with that right there. You have been tuning into that though. You been tuning into that? I'm true. This
Not at
little
all. Not at all.
you ain't paying attention to that little V.
I don't ever want to hear Joyner Lucas rap again in my life.
Yeah, I don't mess with Jordan Lucas either, B. Like I'm not, and I'm tight that he naming his album ADHD. And he got ADHD 2 that came out right now. So
He's like a cooler looking Hobson. Like he just, he
yeah,
has
Oh,
an
I wouldn't
aesthetic
even
that,
disrespect Hobson that way. I mean, Hobson was a troll too, but I think Hobson really cared about rapping at the very least. I don't even think Joyner Lucas cares about
No,
that
he
much.
cares about rapping. He cares about rapping. I'm not gonna say that Jordan
I
Lucas. He
think he
cares
can
about rapping.
rap. I don't
He
think
just
he cares
corny. He
about
just corny as shit though. That's
Not,
why.
I think Joyner cares about rap, and I don't think he cares about making palatable music. Like he thinks he can rap so well that's gonna make you listen to the music, and that like
it.
every example we have of that, it never really works. And if it does, it works for a short period of time. You have to be able to craft records that people want to hear, no matter what style of lyricist you are, whether you Waka Flocka or you Nas. Like you have to be able to craft records that people want to go back to. And I think that's one of the issues that King Los, we talked about him last time. I think King Los is an amazing rapper. I think he's an amazing lyricist. I never find myself being attached to the actual music that he sits down and makes. And I think to me, that's an issue because we remember the shit that we can constantly go back to. Like we talking about Hell Hath No Fury. That's a 19-year-old album. And I get in the car and I put on Keys Open Doors and it sounds like something that hasn't even came out yet. Like the
Mm-hmm.
production on that is crazy. But my absolute favorite Clipse record of all time is the record right before Keys Open Doors, which is Hello New World. Like I
Mm-hmm.
love that. I play that in the gym. Like when I'm getting tired and I feel like, I listen to that. Like, cause he said, just like you had Satan trying my patience. Like anytime I get tired, I'm working out, I play that. Like Malice's verse on that to me, that's my absolute favorite Malice verse of all time. Like I will put that verse up there with any rapper's greatest verse.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not because it's like this crazy lyrical dexterity. It's just because it's like an uncle that just did 20 years sitting down and talking to you like, this what you want to do? The nigga said, if hustling is a must, be Sosa, not Tony. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
damn, how come all these other rappers been talking about Scarface this, Scarface that, Keys, and like this nigga just broke it down simple. If hustling is a must, be Sosa, not Tony. It's
Mm-hmm.
like,
That's real
There's
shit.
something about Malice, especially now. This nigga's always looking at the camera like he knows what you did wrong, and he hopes you repent. This nigga's too much. It's too much intensity, man.
So he
Every
got the
interview,
deacon look. He got the deacon look in his eyes.
I'm saying, dog. It's
Mm-hmm.
damn,
I
dog.
think Malice represents like a fatherly role in hip hop. And I think hip hop, like most black men in America, we've been overly mothered and underly fathered. Like black men and women, like overmothered, underfathered. And I feel like Malice brings back that fatherly role in hip hop. And for whatever reason, we kind of lost that in the mix. I'm not sure where it happened or when it happened. But
I
Malice
don't
kind of
think
brings
we.
back that maturity of like, okay, I'm giving you OG knowledge, but I'm gonna look you in the eye and I'm gonna talk to you like that. Whereas other niggas might look down on you, like, oh, you ain't made money yet. You don't have this car. You don't have this whip. Like even Pusha, a lot of Pusha shit is like, I'm disgusted that you niggas aren't as rich as me.
That's a fact.
And Malice
Pushes
is
a
like,
lot of
nah,
people.
nigga, stay on that pace. Like, keep your honor, keep your integrity, and keep working towards that shit. And I think that's why the clips provide such a good balance. Cause like Pusha represents one side of the coin and Malice represents the other side of the coin. Whereas like with a lot of rap groups, niggas like kind of overlap.
I
No,
just
I
want to
agree.
say that I think I fully agree with you about Malice. Malice has the archetypal fatherly energy. I totally agree with that. But I do want to say I think there's a lot of, and they may be flawed and imperfect. So he's probably less visibly flawed. But I think there's a lot of father figures throughout the culture, everywhere. I think they may have a more friendly way that they do it, but I think that's the entire thing that Gilly and Wallow are doing. You
Gilly
know,
and Wallow being an OG, just
yeah,
being an OG.
that's what
That's
Snoop
why I
is
really
doing.
mess
That's
with
what Ice
Wallow.
Cube is doing. I think there's a lot of people doing that, bringing that energy. But I will agree that Malice is doing it in a very strong, generational way. Like he has a very powerful sense of that.
No, he
And
definitely.
he's doing it on record. Like that's the difference because Gilly wasn't rapping like that. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
Hell
Gilly's
no, he
potting like that, but he not potting how he was rapping. And I think that be the thing where a lot of people can never find that medium where it's okay, how do I be mature? How do I be an OG? But I might still respect it. And I think Malice always he like from Lord Willin to now, Malice always found that like perfect medium. I feel like Styles P as well. He's someone else that always found that perfect medium.
the whole
Scarface.
rocks.
I think
Well,
G
more
Herbo is
more
a
more
young
style.
dude that does it as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Oh
Herbo
yeah,
do it.
you're totally
Herbo
right
do it.
about that. Can I
I
can I
seen him.
say
I seen Herbo doing it on the PTSD album. That's when I really realized he was doing it on the PTSD album. That's what it was called. Yeah, yeah. That album right there, he was definitely doing that. Yeah, what up, PG? Yeah.
I got super respect for G Herbo for that reason. You put it so perfectly. But I also want to say I never been able to articulate this before. But sometimes when we talk about rappers, like let's say I'm gonna use a wild example like Tyler, like early Tyler, and how crazy he was talking. I could use like a drill rapper or a trap rapper too. But like a lot of times, like what you just said about Gilly Trill, like a lot of times when people are talking about, well, these rappers don't have no message, these rappers don't have this and that, have that. I'm always like, yo, let these niggas be themselves. Let them crash out, let them do whatever they're gonna do, because they might become a Gilly and Wallow. Because experience
Um,
has to teach you that. The same way like that happened with Mike Tyson. The same way that is happening with Tyler now. Like Tyler is a great leader now of the culture. But niggas need to be able to be young and go wild and be themselves. Take those lumps so that
no,
they can have a fan base that's following them and growing with them. And then they can reach back and go, oh, this is what I learned from taking those knocks. You saw me take them. But
I'm
just to
not
be
gonna
like
agree
the
with that.
entire way, you need to be wise and everybody's not going. That's not going to be everybody's path.
Reason why I'm not gonna agree with that because like you had a couple of examples of people who basically, you know what I'm saying, was able to crash and then, you know what I'm saying, come back from the crash like that. But it's a lot of people who crashed and stayed crashed and was demolished after they crashed, LB.
Of
You
course,
know what I'm saying? So I think there's a lot more of those than it is ones that was able to recover from their crash, LB. You know what I'm
that
saying?
might be the case.
So when you're trying to tell somebody, listen, bro, don't crash. You know what I'm saying? Like, ease up on what you're doing right now. You know what I'm saying? Because you will crash into a wall and not be able to recover back from, you know what I'm saying, that bullshit you make, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's more likely that you won't recover from that incident like that than you would, you know what I'm saying, like that. So, I don't know. So, I mean, like, I know you said you all for letting a person crash and then learning from their mistakes and then coming back, but
Well, it's not just.
what
I'm gonna
about
tell
hold
you.
on, hold on, hold on.
Okay.
What about trying to have that person avoid that mistake though, B? You know what I'm saying? Like that. I think you're better off doing that than, you know what I'm saying, than watch a person just, you know what I'm saying, fry out. That's it.
I totally agree with you, fam, but that's not human nature. You're not gonna make anybody change until they want to. You know what I mean? And killing yourself over it, that's not. I don't think that's really wisdom. And certain times, like in the book of life, that's how some people are gonna crash out and never come back. But some people, it's written for them to do what they're gonna do, so that we can either learn from their mistakes through them passing away, or we can learn from their mistakes through them reaching back and going, you know what? I made a lot of mistakes. These are the mistakes that I made, and I can sit with. I can the YNs are gonna sit with me and trust me because they saw me go through what they went through.
What
You can't pay for that. When
what
I was
what
going in those youth detention centers to try to teach, I was terrible at that job because those kids could look at me and know you're not one of us, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm not. I don't know shit about this. You know what I mean? There's nothing I could do, no matter how skilled I was or wasn't. You know what I mean? You're never gonna be able to replace that, where a young person gonna be able to look at you and go, oh, you went through the exact same thing I'm going through.
what I try to always do, like even like with my kids, I try to express to my kids all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's hard. You can't get them. They got to learn on their own and shit. But I think as a parent, what I try to do is make sure that, you know what I'm saying, that I let them know, listen, I done did that, I done been there, I done did this, and I'm gonna try to have you, you know what I'm saying, detour you past the, you know what I'm saying, past the road that I went down and go the other way so you don't have to go through the same things that I went through, you know what I'm saying, and avoid that type of stuff
Hove
like
did
that.
that, so hopefully you don't have to go through that.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm not telling you not to do that, Trap.
Yeah, no, no, I know you're not. I know you're not. I
I'm
know you're
just
not.
saying, like, sometimes when that people do that, they get so much on the kid's case, you make it
Mm-hmm.
impossible when that kid is really in trouble for them to want to come and talk to you.
Yeah. No, I get it. So I know my man Trill sent it to me. I think it might have been a couple months ago. I don't know what was just saying, Trill, that you said when it came to Roddy Rich. You said when everybody gave up on, I put more stock in. What was just saying, Trill? That you said
Nah, I said everybody sold their stock in Roddy Rich. I bought more.
bought
You know what I
more.
mean?
He said I bought
Damn.
more.
I,
That's
I'm,
his
I might
thing.
have to start selling some of it soon, though. I don't know. It's
That
losing its
single,
value. That should
I'm
lose its
saying
value.
he got an
that
album
single he
coming
did
out.
with Terrence Martin was fire. I like that single he did with Terrence Martin.
I think he got an album coming out. I don't know if it's this month, but it's coming out soon. Though he got an album coming out, man.
I
What are
think they
you?
pushed it back to October. I think like October
October?
9th. Same with Ty Dolla. Ty Dolla was supposed to come out this week. Ty Dolla got pushed back to September, I think. I think Ty Dolla dropping the same day as Cardi, September 19th, I think.
Oh no, Cardi dropping again?
No, not Playboy Cardi. Cardi B.
Cardi B, Cardi B, Cardi B. Okay,
Yeah.
Cardi B. All right. I think that'd be cool for him. I'm saying, you think Ty done gained, you think he gained fans from the music he did with Kanye?
Nope.
Nah, right?
I don't think he
Nah.
lost any either. I
I don't
think it
think he
was like
lost
a
on
zero
either.
zero
I don't think he
sum.
lost. Yeah, I don't think he lost on either. But I don't think he gained. I think he would have. You would have expected that he would have gained fans though, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I guess before, like Kanye done went on his Kanye thing, but I think he would have thought if this would have been 4 years ago and Ty Dolla $ign did an album with Kanye, I think he would have definitely gained fans. You know what I'm saying? Cause it was like even like when he was out there in Japan and he came out during the show and all that. It was like it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? It was I'm like, damn, Ty. Like you posed like Ty, but he was doing good music with him though. I'm like the best music that was coming out with that whole project they were doing was when Ty was like really you could tell Ty was putting his fingerprint on it though. It was crazy. So I was messing with you. I can't wait to hear a new Ty Dolla $ign album away from Kanye. Word. I want to hear that definitely though. Damn, so he got pushed back to October. That's what I'm about to ask what y'all think that album was gonna do.
September.
No,
It
no, no,
got
no,
pushed back
no.
to September.
My Roddy's joint. You said
Yeah,
Roddy's joint pushed back to October, right?
yeah. Roddy got pushed back to October.
But what do you expect from a Roddy album? This thing's gonna be a bounce back album, or he waited long enough, or you think he waited too long and
Well,
nobody gonna
I
want to hear it?
think Roddy has put himself in a box right now because, contrary to like popular belief or what people may think, of all the rappers who have spent the most weeks at number one on the Hot 100, Roddy Ricch is only second to Kendrick,
Mm,
and Kendrick just passed him. You know what I mean? Like
mm.
Roddy Ricch has spent the same amount of weeks at number one on the Hot 100 this decade as Taylor Swift. He
Wow.
spent twice as many weeks at number one as Drake did this decade.
From how many
Wow.
songs?
Just two, just two. The
Damn.
box and his record with Baby, the Baby,
Um, yeah, I mean, like I said,
Rockstar.
Yeah.
I had written them off, and that song that he just, you guys know what song I'm talking about, right? I don't remember the name that he did
Yeah,
with
he,
Terrence
he
Frank.
did a video to it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
forget what
Yeah.
it's
watched
called.
the video.
Something about angels or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit is amazing, and like, if he was doing an album of that, I'm down. I'm ready. If he's got an album worth of that, I think the stuff that he put out after the box, I think the pressure of trying to follow that up was too much for him,
Yeah.
I just think
and losing Nip. I think right when it was happening too, I think that fucked him up.
I
Wow.
think the issue with his second album was I think it was the A&R. The music was there. He had the music. For whatever reason, they didn't use a lot of the
Really?
good records he had. Yes, if you go on if you just put Roddy Ricch unreleased records on YouTube, it has a whole bunch of the songs that were supposed to be on his second album that never got used.
Oh,
He had a dope record with Future that didn't get used. He had a dope record with Thug that didn't get used. He had a better record with Gunna than the one that they used. Like the Future record they used on the album isn't as good as the one that was unreleased. The Gunna record they used on the album isn't as good as the one that was unreleased. The record with the Baby was dope. I think they should have did more with that. Late at Night was a top 20 hit, but it came out like a year before the album came out. So like it couldn't really use the steam from that record to sell the album. And I feel like as soon as the first week numbers came out and it did like 33% less than what his first album did, I feel like they just pulled the plug on the album. Like they stopped promoting it and it just died right there. I think there was enough on that album to possibly push it to gold. I think there was enough on the album that he may have got a record off on TikTok because that's how the box became what it became,
Mm-hmm.
was that squeaky sound at the beginning of the record. Like
Yeah.
that went crazy on social
Yeah.
media, and then the box became a huge record. Like I'm a big Roddy Ricch fan. I think most people that like Roddy Ricch, the box is not one of our top 10, 15 Roddy Ricch records. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
not one of our favorite records. Like when I'm listening to the album the night it came out, I'm in the bed with my wife. I'm listening to the album, and like when the box came on, I'm like, he's starting the album out with this. I'm like, okay. And then once he got to track three, track four, it started picking up, and you finally get to what's the last record? War Angel. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and that just had a certain feel to it. But I think his issue with the second album, and the same person, because I did my research. I'm like, hold up,
Mm-hmm.
who the fuck dropped the ball on this? I'm like, he had the same A&R for both albums. Like, what the hell was the A&R thinking? Like, it's not even sequenced correctly. Like the way how the first one, like
That first album was that might be one of the best cohesive albums that I ever heard. Dude. That
damn, I
album
never
was
heard
it's
that album. I gotta
it's
listen
it's
to it.
put together perfectly from the
perfect.
beginning to the
Perfect.
very last record. It feels like a full, like I feel like a great album is a complete thought. So it
Yeah.
starts with something and then that sentence ends at the end of the album. I feel like that album really encapsulated a full thought, and it really was, to me, I will put Roddy Ricch's debut album up there with any of the other niggas in that
Yep.
genre of music that he
Yep.
makes, whether it's
Yep.
Future, whether it's Thug, whether it's A Boogie, Lil
Yep.
TJ, Gunna,
It's a
Baby, any
fact.
of them niggas. I will put that album up there with any of their best work, and I think
It's a
it
fact.
measures right up there. It may not be better, but it's right in the same category as them niggas shit.
What
And I
what year did that album come out?
the end of 2019, December
Okay,
of
so we had
2019.
5 years in. Is the album a classic?
Yes, I think that's the last classic of that decade.
Cool. All right. I just wanted to know. My bad. I didn't mean to cut your wisdom though, but yeah, I just wanted to make sure of that right there because I'm putting it as a classic though. I
Yeah,
think
because
he was.
you know how I break it down. Like when I say like, because people will say something's a classic album,
Mhm.
because people think any album that doesn't have no skips is a classic album. I'm like,
It's not
I don't
true.
give a damn how many skips a classic album
Mhm.
has. I just think there has to be like an average. I think on average, 25% of the songs on your album have to be individual standalone classic records.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So if you
25.
have
Only 25%.
that's
So
one
we
out of
have the
four. Yeah. So every four
we have the
every
same
four songs, you
criteria.
give me a classic record.
If
Then
So
we
we
out of
have
have
to
the
start.
album,
so out of 13, if you got a 13-song album, how many of them? How many you feel like got to be classic songs?
At least four individual classic records. At least four. And then there's other stuff that we have to consider after that too. Is okay, how many skips were there? Okay, were the
Yeah.
skips horrible? Like, was it like a big girl skip or was it like a one time for your mind skip? Like those are there's different levels of a skip. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like there's certain records where like 50 Cent, you like my style.
Yeah.
That's a skip, but it's only a skip in the context of that album because it's not a horrible song. It
Nah,
just
oh
doesn't
not at
measure
all.
up with the rest of the
I
songs.
love that
But
song.
back when it came out, that was the shit. Like in '03,
Mhm.
like my
Yeah.
style was the shit. I
Definitely.
love that
Definitely.
That
record.
album is
Definitely.
love that.
Now it's
Definitely was.
like now you hear that song, you get that cold sweat
Mhm.
come rolling down
Yeah.
your forehead. Like, yo, we was
Yeah.
really bumping this shit like it was
I'm
hard.
still talking
Yeah,
that
I
song.
think that might have been more to do with the production. I think that production didn't age well, but back
It,
then
it
that
didn't age
production
well.
was
That was
it.
super
Yeah,
2003. But like even something like Bloodhound, I always
yeah,
tell people to this day, if Bloodhound came out today, Bloodhound would be a hit. Like
yeah.
people say, oh, Bloodhound's a skip on Get Rich. Like, no,
Nope,
it's not. To
no,
me,
it's not.
Bloodhound probably aged the best of any
How
record
does
on that
that one?
album. Because
Could be.
Bloodhound could come out right now. You put Glorilla on that record instead of Young Buck, it's a hit straight
It's a
up.
hit all the way hit. That's a
I don't
fact.
even remember Bloodhound. How does that go?
That's a song with Young Buck. It's a song with Young Buck.
I don't.
Young
I
Buck came.
love the thug,
Yeah,
I
love the
love the
song,
thug,
man.
love
Yeah,
the thug crack, but you don't hear me
yeah,
though.
yeah.
I
My
love.
shit. That was my
Oh,
shit. Yeah, that
oh,
definitely
yeah,
go
yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
Okay,
That
okay,
definitely
okay.
go right now. For
Yeah,
real,
that's
for
That
real.
song aged so beautifully. Like
It
I
did.
went through a phase, like during the pandemic, I played that song the whole 2020. That was like one of my most streamed songs of 2020. I would
Mhm.
just ride around bumping that record. I don't know what got into my mind. Like, yo, I want to listen to Bloodhound right now. I went to the barber shop one day. I was just bumping it in the parking lot. This nigga was like, yo, that's that shit. And I just bumped it the whole year after that. Like homie, he's like, yo, that's that shit. He was like someone like around my age, so he remembered when it first came out. But like that's the beauty of like when we talk about truly classic albums, is you can go through them and every 18 months you have a new favorite record.
That's
Like
a
when we
fact.
talk we talk
yeah,
about the
that's a
Get
great
Rich or
way to
Die
put it.
Tryings, the Ready to Dies, the Illmatics. Like
Mhm.
I've went through 6 or 7 favorite songs on all of those albums. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And I think that's the true beauty. Like even with Roddy, War Angel was my favorite song, but right now my favorite song is Live My Life I Had to Roll Dice.
Hmm.
I love that. That
Yeah.
is my absolute favorite song off the album. But there was a time when what's the other joint? Peanut butter seeds came perfect time.
Oh
Rich, but I'm
man,
still ducking
that's
one
my shit
time.
right there. That's my shit right there. That's my shit right there. Yeah, that album. I think somebody asked me one time. They were saying, what's the better debut album, the documentary or Roddy Ricch album, Roddy Ricch first album? And I sat them on I was like, I might have to go with Roddy Ricch. They're like, yeah, you're crazy. I'm like, I don't know, bro. That Roddy Ricch shit is special, B. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
think
that's
context is important too. 'Cause I think if you just look at it on the surface, it's easy to say Game, but when you look at the context, you're like, okay,
exactly.
well, he was with like Game was on the Dream
Yeah,
Team. You know, he
yeah,
was
come
Tony
on.
Kukoc on the
Yeah,
Bulls. Like no
exactly.
disrespect to Game, but it's like you had one of the best coaches and you had the best player at the time that was helping you out. Where like Roddy Ricch, like he did most of that shit off the muscle. Like
Hmm.
he's
Hmm.
as big as any of the features on that album, if not bigger than all the features on that album. So it wasn't
And
like he
then he
was
had to
getting
go
these.
through, and then he had to go through something because of the way he sounded, coming from where he was from. You know what I'm saying? Sounding where
That's
he
a
sounded.
fact.
You know what I'm
Uphill
saying?
battle.
Yeah, it was an
Yeah.
uphill battle, and he won that shit though, B. That shit was crazy. That shit was super dope. But let me ask you this though, right? So are streaming numbers still the true metrics of success right now like in hip hop or music right now? You feel like?
I
Yeah, I
mean,
feel
it depends on how you define success. Because like to me, success is making a great album that reaches your intended audience.
like.
So like to me what the Clips did, selling 113,000 first week, to me that's akin to a big artist doing 400,000, 500,000. I think, like, to me, in context. Um, Streams are cool, but the Clips got a bunch of people to go out and buy $60 t-shirts, which also included the album. It's like there's this idea of people on the internet that like, oh, they're bundles, they're bundles. And it's like, don't you think someone spending $70 on something? Don't you think they deserve to get an album sale for that? Like, to me,
Mhm.
the guy spending $63 on a Cause Clips t-shirt, I think he deserves to have the album with that purchase, and I think it deserves to be counted for an album sale. Like, how are we discounting the niggas that are spending more money on a product and then say no, we should just look at the
Yeah,
streams?
that's super lame. It's like because you could also use the if it. That's like being mad if somebody buys a vinyl or something because they could hang the vinyl cover on their wall or something. That's like, yeah, you should get a piece of art with to commemorate that piece of sound art that you bought. Like that's a dope way to deliver that music.
It's a
I don't see what's
perfect
wrong with
way.
that.
Yeah, like there's a group of people that like they make fun of people artists that do the bundles. Like, no, the bundle show, like, if a fan is willing to pay $60 for a Clips
Mhm.
t-shirt, that should count as an album sale. Like, I don't understand what the issue is with that. Like, so you telling me
Yeah,
the
that
guy that spent $60, that shouldn't count as an album sale, even though the album costs like $10 or $11, but some kid that's gonna stream it overnight on repeat, on mute for 6 days straight, that
Right.
should count for the sale, but not the guy that actually
mm,
spent his hard-earned money. $60. That's most people. That's 3 hours of work he spent to get, like, that shouldn't count for a
Uh-huh.
sale. That's crazy.
plus the
That's a
music
fact.
is driving the sale. That's why they're buying it because they're there because to buy it because they love that person's music. They probably love that album. It's also to me like saying like, oh, a single it shouldn't count if if a single does well because it had a music video or something. It's like, oh, there's another piece of media attached to it or something like that. So what?
Yeah, like it's a bunch of weird niggas on Twitter that just argue that stuff, and it's like, bruh,
Who's the most? Yeah, my bad.
nah, it's just it's a bunch of weird niggas that love to like discount what the Clips is doing. They always call people bundle boys. Like, oh, they're the bundle boys. They're bundling stuff and it's like it's a certain
Bundles
fan
is
base. We
brilliant.
all know who these people are. It's a certain artist's fans that are doing this, and they're starting this like whole rhetoric on the internet where it makes it seem bad that someone's spending $60 on an artist they like. Like, I think that's the dopest thing. Where, because back in our days, you bought the T-shirt, then you still had to buy the album, and we all complained. We like, yo, why can't I get the album for free? I just spent 40 on the T-shirt.
That's a
That's what,
fact.
like, people from our
Mm.
generation. That's how we thought. Like, if I'm buying the shirt, I should get the album. Now these kids are arguing about the album sale counting with the sale of the shirt, and it's like, nigga, I went to the New York State of Mind concert, and I bought a Nas shirt for $60. I wish I'd have got a vinyl copy of Steel Mac that came with the shirt. I would have loved that. Or if I could have got Godson on vinyl that came with, or even the fucking CD, even the tape. I would have took the tape.
That's a fact. Yeah, so I don't know how they go within it because I say this right now. I say the stream because you got artists that stream heavy, you know what I'm saying, but can't put no fucking seats in the can't fill up no seats though. But meanwhile, they streams is up and crazy, and they got this many Spotify listeners, but they ain't getting no seats filled though, b. So that's my thing with the net. But I think anybody that's basically out there and got people, because that's basically the same thing as having a person buy a hard ticket. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So when you showing that people out there going out there and buying bundles, they buying hard copy shit though right there. That's like taking it back to people going back to fucking Virgin Music Store and buying, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. So I think bundles show more of your committed fan base right there. You know what I'm saying? That we even go out there and do that. You know what I'm saying? Not just sit there and want to stream your album and shit like that.
Yeah,
So I
it
don't
shows the connection to your fan base. But
yeah,
you're not gonna like my answer when it comes to this. Is niggas don't buy albums, nor do niggas go to shows. And I think that's the biggest issue we have in hip hop. For whatever reason, white fans buy
yeah.
albums and white fans buy tickets. Niggas don't like, and like the
I mean, I
prime
don't go to
example
shows.
I can give you, and I don't know what it is. Apparently, niggas don't like Spotify. Niggas are not on Spotify, and
Nah.
it's a case study I've been doing for the
Wow.
longest because what I always do is like I measure it, but I just look at the R&B numbers. Okay, what's Monica doing on Spotify? What's Brandy doing on Spotify? And look at their numbers. Like, no, there's not enough black women on Spotify because there's no reason that their numbers should look like this.
What do
But
they use? Apple?
yeah, I think all black people use Apple
Yeah,
Music for
yeah,
it. But
that's a
I'm
I
a
use
fact.
I'm
I
a
don't use
Tidal.
Spotify
I
nigga.
don't use Spotify. I don't use Spotify. When
I
people
use
talk, I
Yeah,
don't use
Tidal.
Spotify.
black people hate Spotify for whatever. I never knew this. Like
I
I
I
didn't
never
know
knew
got
either.
black
into
people.
it. I just never got into it, bro. I'm gonna keep it about. I never got into it. That's all it
Now,
is.
I knew black people weren't using Spotify. I didn't know that they hated Spotify. And then they showed NBA YoungBoy's numbers. NBA YoungBoy has 64 billion streams on Apple Music. He has like 1/4 of that on Spotify. And it's like,
That's weird.
what the hell is the disconnect? Like, where are all the black people? Like, where the YNs ain't using Spotify, but the YNs are using Apple Music. I don't know what it is. Like,
I use
I got on
Tidal. I've been on
Spotify.
Tidal
It's
like 5 years.
yeah, I had Tidal for a little bit because they have the best sound quality, but I eventually got rid of
Yeah, I
it.
felt that from title. I
I
felt
had
that. From,
Spotify forever. Since I came home from prison, my homeboy let me use his Spotify account. Like he gave me like his password and everything. But you know it kick you out as soon as he get on. So every time he got in the car, it would kick me off. You know what I mean? So I was like, fuck it, I gotta get my own. I got my own back in like 2014, 2015. I've been rocking with Spotify ever since. But
how much does
the
Spotify charge a month?
me and my wife is on the family plan, but I want
Yeah,
to say it's like maybe like anywhere
13.
between $10 to $12,
Yeah,
maybe 10,
yeah.
12,
That's
$13.
what I thought. That's what I thought it
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
It's not bad. We got high quality streaming now. It's not title quality yet. I don't know. I never really. I used Apple Music only when we was doing the albums that hit different. I never
Mhm.
used Apple Music a day in my life until we was doing them tournaments. But
Yeah.
I think the issue is niggas don't like to go to shows. Like a nigga will if an artist comes to a club, niggas will pull up to the club. Niggas will pull up to after hours where artists go be at. But for whatever reason, black people, and I would just say black hip hop fans, because the older black people go to New Edition. They go to Johnny Gill. They go to
Hmm.
Tony Braxton. The Brandy Monica is gonna be a bunch of black women my age to about 55. That's gonna be at that Brandy Monica Kelly. They gonna be there. Women go show up for Beyonce. For whatever reason, I don't know if it's the hip hop. If niggas is too cool to go to a show and put their hands in the air when someone asks them to, it's something about the hip hop audience. I don't know. I would say from 18 to about 40. Like I'm a nigga that go to shows, but most of my friends have never been to 5 shows. I've been to hundreds of shows. I've been
Yeah.
going to
Mm.
shows since I was in high school. The first show I went to was the Most Def Black on Both Sides tour, and that was my first time seeing Elzai. I was like, "Who the fuck is this nigga rapping with Slum Village? Where's JD at?" I had no clue who the nigga was. He had a jacket on. I'm like, "Who is this nigga?" Like, "Oh, that's a new member, Elzai." I never heard of this motherfucking nigga. He went up there and bodied it, but that was the first show I've been to, and in the quarter century since then, nigga, I've seen Saba twice this year. I was supposed to go see Isaiah Falls the other day, but some goofy shit happened with StubHub. They didn't send me my ticket or whatever. But
Mm.
I love going to shows. Like me and my wife, we go to shows. That's what we do. Like anytime we get a chance to get away, we drop the kids off at their grandmother's house. We going to a show. We'll go see cover bands. I just love to see live music performed because I feel like that's one of the purest forms of connecting to an artist and their work. And I
Fact.
feel like there's a disconnect between like a lot of hip hop fans and understanding that feeling. Like niggas are streaming nigga shit. A nigga will fight you over liking an artist more than another nigga, argue with you all day on Clubhouse. But then the
Hmm.
artist comes to their city and it's like the tickets are $45. They won't go. Like
Yeah,
they'll go buy a
I'm that person.
$300 pair of sneakers, but they won't go to the show.
I
I
think a
do
lot of
not
that
go to shows.
goes to do with awareness though too. I think it goes to do with
That's
like
just not my culture. I wasn't raised on going to shows at all. So, and I'm a performer. I go to shows all the time, but just my friends' shows. I never go to, like, my favorite artists. I never go. I've never seen any rapper that I really love. I've never seen them in concert. None of them.
I
I
think
just it's
I've
not
seen
my
all my
thing.
I've seen all my favorite artists though. I feel like for real. Like I might not be a showgoer like Trill like that. You know what I'm saying? But I go and see my favorite artists though. B. My favorite thing I was doing. Me and my lady was doing for a while was going to the festivals. You know what I'm saying? I was going to all the Made in America festivals. We was going to that shit for about like 4 years in a row. I was loving that shit too, be able to see all them artists, you know what I'm saying, perform, even artists that I wasn't even into or knew about. You know what I'm saying? Like I was loving that right there. But I think a lot of it to me, I'm gonna say to me, a lot of it well, in my case, a lot of it comes down to awareness though. You know what I'm saying? I don't be looking up, when this person coming in town, let me go see them.
Yeah, it never
Like I
occurs to me to do that.
like I said, I didn't even know about the Wu-Tang show until like the day of. I didn't know he was at the Garden B. You know what I'm saying? It was just my way. I wasn't checking to see like what was going on. I wasn't into that. Like I heard about them being on tour, and like when I heard about them being on tour, I didn't go completely and go, let me see when they come to New York, this, that, this. You know what I'm saying? But when I heard about it that day, I'm like, yo, I need to go there. I gotta be there, B. Like the only one I'm gonna say like I really prepared to go to would have been the Kendrick comment, not Kendrick, would have been the Tyler joint. That's because my daughter wanted to go. You know what I'm saying? Like that. My daughter wanted to go. I'm like, all right, you know what you do good in school? I'm gonna take you there. This, that, this. Like that. But other than that though, you know what I'm saying? I very rarely probably prepare myself to go to any shows. Like if I go to a show, it's like I might find out about it that week. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even like, but the crazy thing, that's on me though, because like with sports events, I could prepare to go, yo, when LeBron coming to town, I'm going to that LeBron game, this, that, this. You know what I'm saying? It just be awareness when it come to me though. I think a lot of people probably go through that too. Yeah,
Me and my wife literally plan our schedule around like shows. Like we
that's dope.
try to take my daughter to go see Gracie's Corner. They doing a show at Brooklyn, two shows at Brooklyn Paramount on August 31st. They doing two shows in Philly at the Fillmore the day before that. So we got cause my daughter loves Gracie's Corner.
That's fire.
It's like a little cartoon for kids, but it's like black.
Mhm.
It's run by black folks. It's
Yeah,
kind of
I
black
know what Gracie
cartoon.
Corner is. I know what Gracie Corner is. I know
Yeah,
what
teaching
Gracie
about
Corner is.
their hair and shit
Yeah,
like that, like loving
yeah,
their blackness. So like my daughter
yeah.
loves that shit. She be singing the song. So we
That's
try and
fire.
surprise her and take her for that. But like, yeah, that's like it's been weekends. Me and my wife went to Philly and went to three shows back to
I
back.
know. You came out here a couple of times. You know, came out here because I missed you. You came out here when you went to the Nas joint. You went to a couple of shows, like in the last like year or so. Really, like went to a
Yeah,
couple of
I
shows.
was in the town this weekend. I was in the
Yeah,
town this
I know.
weekend.
What you went? What you did this weekend? What you came out here for?
Well, we was spoke like one of my wife's best friends was having a wine tasting in
Mm-hmm.
Jersey, and then we were supposed to go to the Isaiah Falls show, but we got caught up doing some goofy shit out here, so we didn't get to the city till late. So as
Mm-hmm.
soon as we get there, we start getting ready, and she like kind of dragging her feet, and I'm tired too. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
But they never sent me my tickets. I bought the tickets off of StubHub, and you know, like
What happened?
StubHub is like the middleman. So like they broker the sale, and then the person has to surrender the tickets to you. You download tickets, then you go to the show. They never sent me my
I was trying to
tickets.
stop up there. That's
Yeah, so
crazy.
I
So what did
paid for the
StubHub? Did
tickets.
the StubHub reimburse you or anything like that?
Not yet. They should be reimbursing
Sure, you
me.
went out. Not yet.
Hopefully in the next
Yeah.
week. But yeah, so what happened was it was too late for us to go to the
You
wine
keep
taste because
going
I was
out,
in
Trill.
Jersey. Oh, it's going out
Breaking up.
still?
Yeah, you good. You good now. Yeah.
You hear me? Yeah. So
Nope.
we was.
Can't hear you.
Oh
I
shit.
can
What
hear you.
pause it? I
Oh,
can't hear him. Oh,
I
you
can't
heard
hear
him? I
him.
can't hear him.
I can't hear him right now.
He ain't
Now
saying that.
I'm on mute. You can hear
Oh,
me
I can
now?
hear you now.
You
Yeah.
can hear now. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so we were supposed to go to the wine tasting and go over there, but we was kind of like dragging our feet. So by the time the person they sent me the tickets like 10 o'clock, I'm like the show started at 7. So like the show was damn near over. We just went to Lighthouse and grabbed some food and shit. So why
Yeah.
StubHub? I woke up the next morning. StubHub sent me an email at 11:49. Like, oh,
Saying what?
we got some tickets for you if you want to download them. I'm like, nigga, the show is over. You sent me these. You sent me this 5 hours after the doors open at the show. This show, it was
Crazy.
literally a show with two opening acts and a main dude that has two albums. That and both of
Mhm.
his albums is like an hour long, like combined. Like, how long you think the show was about to go? Like, nigga, that
It's
show was
over.
over at probably 10 o'clock. Yeah,
It's
like yeah.
over. It's
Yeah,
over,
they
bro.
on some bullshit. But like one
Pay
time
my money.
we went to Philly last year. We saw Common the first day. The second day we were
I ain't
supposed to go
nobody
to a
got.
70. I'm going out. PG,
I
you can
can
hear
hear
me?
you.
You got
I
that?
can hear you.
It might just be me then. I don't know.
It
I don't
might
know
be
how that's
me.
me.
You
All
an
right, my
old
bad.
head.
Go ahead.
Now
Yeah.
we went to Philly. We saw Common. That was like our second time seeing Common. Dope show. The next day we went to see Mahalia, who's an R&B artist from UK. At TLA in Philly down on South Street. And then the day after that, we went to go see John Baptiste at the Fillmore. My
Fire.
wife went to see him. Yeah, his show
Fire.
was dope, super dope,
I
man.
know it is.
Yeah, he did his thing. It was super dope show, super diverse crowd. That
Mm-hmm.
was probably like the most like diverse crowd I had ever seen at any show I've been to. Because most shows like okay, it's a bunch of nigga hip hop fans
Yeah.
or
I
white boy
dig it.
hip hop fans. Like John
Yeah.
Baptiste,
Yeah.
it was teachers in there. It was old black women. It was couple YNs, niggas like me. Some biker white dude looking like Hell's
All these
Angel niggas.
categories are
Mm-hmm.
amazing.
Yo,
Everybody was. It was a melting pot.
yeah, I went to the Beacon Theater. Me and my mom went to the Beacon Theater a couple months back. Went to go see October London. And when I tell you that, yo, that crowd right there, it was straight. Oh, yo, bro, bro, that shit was straight shadow. It was the shadow up in there, Trill. Word, nothing but but that show was crazy though. It was him. I forgot who the other dudes was that opened up for. It was a dope dude that opened up for. My mom's knew he was. I know he was too. But I can't remember his name though. But October London show was crazy though too. At the Beacon, that was the first show I went to at the Beacon Theater, like a concert I went to there though. Word, that was a dope show though too. I think I went there like last month actually. I went there last month. Yeah, he was dope. But
I
yeah
don't
though,
know
man.
what it is. I don't have no. I tell you, two artists I would love to see live right now, off the top of my head. Like Common is my favorite rapper. I have no desire to see him live. I would love to see. I would love to see Playboy Cardi and Travis Scott. I would love to see them live.
I seen Travis Scott, right? I don't need to see him no more. I don't need to see Travis Scott no more. Playboy
What
Cardi. I heard
was too
Playboy Cardi's
crazy?
show was crazy. I heard this. No, no, no. Travis' show was crazy. It was dope. It was dope though. But I
Yeah.
don't like really. I think what it was with Travis' show, it was just like if I go and see a person perform, you know what I'm saying I like the artist within like, you know what I'm saying, like, especially when it comes to rap. You know what I'm saying I want to see you. I want to see you rap. You know what I'm saying, like that. Like Travis is a lot of screaming and yelling. It's a lot of rage. It's the rage. It's the energy of it. I'm not. You know what I'm saying I'm not in the crowd going on crazy. I'm not going on crazy like that. I like to recite the person who's performing songs though. I'm not reciting no Travis songs like that, B. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, okay.
So that's the whole thing when it comes to Travis, though, going to a Travis show. Like Tyler's shit was dope. Tyler had the rage going on. Yachty's show was actually dope too the other
I
day.
would like to see
Yachty opened up.
Gibbs. I would like to see Freddie Gibbs
Oh, Freddie
live.
Gibbs is probably super dope
Yeah.
live though. He probably super dope live. That's what I'm saying. I would recite every word of Freddie Gibbs if I see Freddie Gibbs, B. You know what I'm saying? I would recite the whole album. You know what I'm saying? Travis, I'm not reciting that shit, B. I'm not screaming along with that shit, B. I heard Playboy Cardi shows is amazing. I heard his dope. I heard his dope
I like
energy.
that. I think I like that rage shit. I like to dance and I like to jump up and
You know, like you probably being a mosh pit and all that shit. You being a mosh
maybe.
pit?
I'm not really a mosh dude. I God bless those who mosh. I probably stand on the side and just pray for them.
Yeah, I
But I
had
like
it.
them.
So being that this was the first show that I went to with my daughter the other day. So we had like the floor seats nowadays. Like at these shows, like probably Travis show probably the same way, but Tyler show is no floor seats. So, but it's a floor there, and it's basically just for like you standing up the whole time, and it's a big mosh pit going on in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
So when we walk in the joint, walking up, we walk down the steps to get to the floor. My daughter walks. She walks like right in because it's Paris, Texas, whatever they call. They're Paris, Texas performing. They were like the first opener. So she's standing in the middle. I'm like, hey, we're not standing there. I'm like, we're not standing right there. No, come over here. Like we not lying because they about to go crazy, right? I'm telling you, they about to go crazy in that middle. You don't want to stand. I'm like, listen,
It's like you
when Tyler,
describing the Stampede in Lion King.
exactly. I'm like, listen, when Tyler comes out, he's coming out from this stage right there. She's like, oh, for real? I'm like, yeah. So she wanted to go stand closest to that stage over there. So I got a little nice spot, you know what I'm saying, on the side. We be right on the side of the stage. We was right there close up on the joint, but on the side of the joint though. I didn't want to be around none of that jumping around, moshing and all that shit. We ended up standing right next to some like these three kids. They was doing a little goofy ass dancing and moshing and shit with each other and shit. I'm like, yo, I had to go to like, yo, watch it. Cause my daughter was right there, like, yo, don't bump into my daughter, B.
Yo,
You
this
not gonna
this
get the
generation
motherfuckers out,
clash
B.
is
Yo,
amazing.
bro. But they was having a black. Even when I started like dancing, like one of the songs, shit, they tapped me and was like, hey, and started wanted me to start
Can you
dancing. I'm like,
imagine though, chap? I bet they was doing shit like that in Public Enemy shows back in the day, like in the late '80s. I bet niggas was going crazy like that.
I don't know, they was going crazy to the point they go crazy
Hey,
now
the
though.
Bomb Squad shit, that shit was wild, bro. They was probably going crazy.
I don't think the crazy just started to Onyx. That's when the crazy
Okay,
just
okay,
started becoming
okay.
hip hop. The crazy just started when Slam when
You know they
Slam
went on
came
tour
out.
with Anthrax and shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they was on Soul Raising Machine and all that shit though too. Yeah,
Yeah.
they was out there with them, but still though, I don't think it really started. Who brought that type of energy into like hip hop would be Onyx. You know what I'm saying? With Slam. That's when that energy. Would you agree with that? True. When that type of energy came to hip hop.
Yeah, I would say fully because they was young enough where like Public Enemy was like Chuck D was old as fuck. Like I think that's the most unique thing about like they were all like college educated by the time their music started hitting and all that. But like Onyx, they were like at the prime age to really be like young, wild, and free, like just wilding out. And their fans were like a little bit younger than them. And I think that was like at the perfect time because like hip hop was reaching its peak, punk rock was reaching its new like commercial peak. Then you had like grunge
Mm,
music and shit like
mm.
that. Like a lot of things were like culminating at the time in which Onyx came out. And that's why it was perfect when they did that Slam remix with Anthrax and all that shit. Like I think it was
Mhm.
absolute perfect timing at that time.
Yeah, so I think they kind of like brought in that rage, like crowd and everything like that into hip hop right there. But and the great shit was, you know who else used to have that type of crowd though too? Was surprisingly though, but not surprisingly though, MOP had that type of crowd though too.
Oh, of course, of
Yeah,
course, yeah.
they had that energy though too. Was going on, you know what I'm saying, at their shows though too. But
Brownsville.
yeah, come on, man, crazy,
But how
crazy
do we get niggas to start going to shows? Like what will it take for niggas to start
awareness,
going to shows?
awareness,
Yeah, the artists gotta
awareness.
stop. They gotta do like comedians and go on. I don't know where they would go, but they gotta be like, I'm going here. That's what comedians do at the top of their podcast all the time. I'm going here. I'm going here. I'm going here. I'm going here. Artists usually are just promoting their album and not their shows for some reason. They don't like go on the radio or podcast to promote a tour. They usually go to promote an album. And
And I think their
yeah,
show, I don't know, because the Jamaican motherfuckers go to the reggae shows, but the way the reggae shows are marketed is different. They're gonna have the radio slot time, but they go be at all the barbershops. You go to any shop in the hood, you go to the Jamaican food spot, you go see the show posted up there. Beanie Man will be here July 19th. You know, Vibes Cartel is gonna be here July 18th, so everybody knows about it. Then you go to the after hour parties, and they talking about yo Beanie Man gonna be here next week. I just don't feel like there's not that grapevine within hip hop, and I feel like we'll find out that somebody's fucking somebody's baby moms or two people are beefing, but we won't know that so and so's gonna be in our city in 2 weeks. And I feel like there needs to be someone at these labels or Live Nation or whatever these marketing companies, they need to start hiring people that can kind of bridge that gap. Like, okay, we know young black men, they gonna be at the barbershop. They may not listen to the
Yeah,
radio, they may not follow
awareness.
you on Instagram, but if you let niggas know at the barbershop, yo,
Mm-hmm.
Tony Ayo and Uncle Murder are doing a free show 3 blocks from here next week. Make sure y'all pull up. We got barbecue, got whatever, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah, whatever it is. They got to just start doing like that level of outreach, like the same way street teams used to work. Like when you found out how somebody's album would drop because you just looked on the wall. Oh shit, Smooth the Hustler's album comes out next week. Oh, this is coming out next week. I just saw 3 Kids in Black Rob t-shirts. He got an album coming out. I think they got to
just saw
get
three
back to
kids
like
in
that.
background.
Now, like we got to get back to like that, almost like guerrilla marketing and like actually going out to the community, whether it's merch, what like they used to give out free T-shirts, so you knew when the nigga album was coming out. Oh, Locks album come out January 29th. My man got the T-shirt on at school. My man got the hoodie. Like I think
Trapper's
they got to,
pausing us.
yeah, they
Yeah.
got to get back to that where like
No,
merch, but the
Trapper's telling
merch.
us time out. I think something's going on.
Oh, word.
nah, I definitely agree with that though, man. I feel like that's the reason why I feel like the people don't go to enough shows because of the awareness though, B. I think it's definitely so. I agree. They need to let aware people that people are having shows though, for sure, for sure. I agree
I
with that.
wonder if I wish we could figure out like take some sort of survey and see which hip hop artist is pulling in the most pause, brings in the most black males. Like that's something I would like to. I'd
Oh,
be
if you
curious
just say
to know
if
that
you
for
about to say,
myself.
I'm about to say Nikki. I'm about to say Nikki. You said black males though, because Nikki definitely bring them out. She
Right.
bring them out.
I
I
mean,
mean, I don't know.
she might be the number one for black males too. It's just a different persuasion, but they
Yeah,
still black
yeah,
males.
yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact. That is a fact. You're right. You're right. You're right. But she
I
Yeah,
definitely
mean,
I
bring them
wonder
out
who
though.
that is. I couldn't even guess. I don't know.
I mean,
Man, it's
if
ChatGPT
a
though.
couple years ago, it probably would have been Kanye. But that's actually a really
That's the
good
thing.
question.
That's who the person I was thinking of. Like, how does what is? I mean, it's kind of obvious, but what is he doing that's drawing all races the way he is?
Let me chat
Kind of
GPT
amazing.
this right now. Let me see. I'm gonna chat GPT and see what they say.
Well,
Oh,
I think with Kanye, like, well, our level of entry is all different with Kanye. So like,
Ooh,
I
talk about
went
that.
to Beat Street and bought College Dropout on CD the day it came out, and that was like important to me. I didn't want to go to any other record store and buy it. I could have went to Target. Like, no, I got to go to Beat Street and buy this because I have a special feeling about this dude's album. And I went there and I bought that album. I was living in Linda Plaza at the time. Hopped back on the A train and listened to it all the way back to the crib. Got to the crib and just kept listening to it. Then I just started calling people. Like, yo, you heard that Kanye album? What do you think about it? Like, that was like
Man,
a thing back then. Like, So like all of like there's other people that their entry level is Yeezus. Like they start listening to Kanye at Yeezus, work their way back, then work their way forward. There's
Eras,
other
yeah,
people who it's Pablo, you know what I mean? Other
yeah.
people, my beautiful twisted. Like I started fucking with Kanye from the beginning. And
Yeah,
I have a love and affinity for Kanye forever. No matter all the dumb shit he does, I can always forgive him because of what he provided for me at a time when I didn't know what direction my life was going to go into. And Kanye
Damn.
kind of helped me, like, okay, stay the course. You can believe in yourself. You can do this shit. Fuck what another nigga got to say about you. Like, people always going to tell you, you know, I can let these dream killers kill my self esteem. Use my arrogance to esteem to power my dream. Like that shit like played in my head. Like when it's like, okay, should you stay the course? Should you? Yes, you have to stay the course, nigga. Because look at what Kanye did. People told him he was gonna fail, and he kept doing his thing, and he was able to succeed. So like, Kanye represents something to in my life, but he might represent that same thing in someone else's life, but they just have a different entry point.
You
Oh,
know
I
what?
mean,
Why
I
didn't
think
we
that's
think
a
of this though? They
yeah.
said the highest. They said the artist that draws out the highest amount of black male appeal, or black male supporters, right there, is Kendrick Lamar. They said it's Kendrick.
Mm,
That might be recency
mm.
bias. I don't know
It-
about that
It
one.
could be. They say so. They got
I
it as
mean,
Kendrick. They got it as Kendrick, Drake, and surprisingly Eminem. That's the
wow.
three.
I mean, those are just the highest. They draw out the most everybody though. They're probably
But
the highest.
they saying that the numbers of black male appeal is, you know what I'm saying, that the black males that come out is for them, those three right there. But yeah, you're right, Joe. It could go within them, you know what I'm saying, the highest grossing though too.
Yeah,
So
Yeah, I
that's
think
probably
they
just
just
raw
draw the
numbers
most
though. Like you know,
everybody.
like
yeah,
when they say like Brooklyn has that, New York has the highest population of blacks in America, but New
yeah,
York ain't the blackest city. It's
yeah.
probably something like that. Was okay. Well, if Drake, Kendrick, and Eminem have had the most successful tours, then odds are they've had the most of every group at their specific shows or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know who's taking that metric. I don't even know if there actually is numbers about that. If anybody's counting who the black man, who's the white, who's the black, who's the Spanish going to each show. I don't know if anybody is doing that those census numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how would they count that? I did go to a Kendrick. I went to a show on the the Kunta's Groove tour, which was at Terminal 5. This would have been 2016. And of all the like the larger shows I've been to, and I'll say like Terminal 5 up to arenas, that probably had the biggest black turnout of any show I've been to at like a larger. I'm not counting like SOBs and shit
Mm-hmm.
like that. I didn't see niggas pack out SOB like dangerous
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
niggas
That's a
at
fact.
SOB.
That's a
I went
fact.
to a Mozzie concert. I'm like, damn, man. If I wasn't there, like, and linked up with my man,
To
I'm
a
like,
Mozzie concert.
I,
Wow.
I had to fall back. Yeah, you know, yeah, it was a
Yeah,
Mozzie.
that was crazy.
He
Yeah, that
brought
was crazy.
the gangsters out. He brought
Yeah,
the gangsters out. I was like, okay, let me fall back. I'm chilling.
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Mozzie concert probably was crazy in New York, for real, for real. Because anybody from New York, they pull up to Mozzie concert, they really into it. They into Mozzie, for real, for real.
It looked like Rikers Island day room in
I
there. I'm
bet
like,
it did.
man, this.
Holy shit.
I was nervous the whole
And,
time.
and SOBs too. Oh my god, because you right on
Yeah,
top of each other on SOBs. Ain't no
and
like
on
that shit is
top of
good.
that, he had the fucking Gloss Gang opening for him. And
Oh
this is
man,
like when Vanna Herc was home at like I bumped into Vanna on my way coming in. I'm like, that's Vanna Herc. Like he got these niggas in here. Like, man, please don't let this go left. Please
yeah,
don't get
Don't,
this.
yeah.
don't let me die in here.
Yeah, after a night like that, and it ends off good, and everybody get that's when the artist says, "Yo, listen, man, it's a great night, man. Let's keep it peaceful. Let's everybody make it home safe." You know what I'm saying? You gotta give that little statement right there before the let out happen, though. Be for real, for real.
Of
That's a
all these
fact.
changes that happen in New York, SOBs don't go nowhere.
At
Nah, SOBs
all.
is
At
there.
all.
SOBs is
Because
there.
SOBs is cheap as
Damn.
fuck to book. Like
Hmm.
we could book we could have an ADHD
Yeah,
event at SOBs.
that's
Like
a fact.
SOBs is like open. They not haters. Like whether you got a small crowd coming, like they have all them artists, what them things with the artists pay a little bit and they get to perform. They have a whole bunch of them things. To this day, they still have them because SOB's thing is like we got to be booked every night. So if it ain't nothing going
Hmm.
on Thursday, oh, you want to have a birthday all white party for your auntie? All right, come to SOBs and do it. You know, blah blah. Like that's the good thing about SOBs, and I think that's why SOBs
Damn,
will
I never
always
knew.
be necessary. But I don't think Mozzie, whoever booked the show, maybe they knew. I don't think Mozzie and them knew that Gloss Gang was opening for them. Like, do you know these guys that are opening for you? Like these niggas is beefing with like 8 different gangs.
Yeah,
Like
that's a fact.
I don't
That's a
think they
fact.
knew though. And then Mozzie had all his little niggas out there. But the dope thing about Mozzie is Mozzie brings a bunch of niggas on the road with him, but he teaches them about enterprising. So what he do is
Right.
he lets them all perform. When they get done performing, they go out in the audience. They got Mozzie CDs that they sell hand to hand, like drugs. And he'd
Mm-hmm.
be like, yo, I got the new. He'll have like 4 or 5 Mozzie albums. You could buy them all hand in hand, $10. But three,
Wow.
okay, I'll give you three. It was so dope. I'm like, that's
The
the end.
artist
Cause you know
doing
they
it?
from like the close to the Bay. They're not from the Bay, but they do it out the trunk. So to them,
Mm-hmm.
like, yo, we going on tour? All right, cool. Everybody fill up
Sacramento.
a book bag with CDs, and that's how they eat each night. So all the niggas that are just like niggas that are on the road with them, that's how they eat. They sell them CDs, and that's how they get their per diem. So
I
okay,
wonder if
you
Mozzie
sold 20
autographed all
CDs, $200, you good. So
Yeah.
it was dope
them.
how you do it. Like I think a lot of rappers should take that model. It's like because if you do it like that, you could bring as many niggas from your hood with you as long as they're not causing trouble, they're not starting fights. Give them niggas a bag of CDs. You don't gotta pay them niggas every day. They can go make their own money. Niggas watch you perform, sell your CD or sell mine, and whatever money you make off that, you good, and that's what you're gonna eat off of. Like it was super dope how he did it.
Yeah. Glasses back. Glasses shining, man. Yeah, though, man. But that's
Yeah, man, that's Tech Nine play. That's what Tech Nine used to do.
Well, could you
yeah.
say more about that?
Send
I'm,
people
I'm
out
super interested.
to sell CDs, autograph CDs. That all come from Tech.
But all right, so y'all keep mentioning CDs though, but you know we can't sell no CDs nowadays, B.
That's what I'm thinking
What's
about.
the equivalent of
In a concert, you can.
but
In a con, if somebody come to your concert, yeah, you can sell a lot of CDs.
CDs though, bro?
If you got a sleeve that has good art on it, you probably
Compact,
can. Because people
compact,
want something to go home with.
compact, compact disc, because it's collectors. Like it's collectors different.
A lot of people buying PlayStations right now don't even have CD players on the shit. Be like, where you playing a CD at? Cars don't even come with CD players
Shit,
anymore, man.
my car still got a CD player. I
I
got an
don't think
'09
they.
though.
You got 09, nigga, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
but
If
I
you
don't
come
think.
I
out
don't
once you
think
go to
it's fair.
15, B, it's over,
The
bro.
actually trap is interesting because it's the same thing with bundles. It's like music is so digital now, it's so not attached to any physical item that people still probably want a physical item to commemorate this music that means a lot if they really fuck with the music. Especially if it comes with a piece of art, like if it's
See,
got a dope cover.
I think the reason why vinyl is able to get off because vinyl is analog still. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people you getting a certain sound from a vinyl record.
Man,
You know what I'm saying?
these people
I
don't
think
know
with
nothing about no law to know
huh?
about that.
You
Right?
breaking up. You
All
breaking up.
You're in the
Glasses, you
blender.
breaking
memorabilia. That's
up.
all.
Say it again, Glasses, you breaking up.
I
What you
said
say?
it's all memorabilia.
Yeah, I can
I said
understand
it's
that.
all
Yeah, definitely.
memorabilia. It's not. Yeah, they don't know about analog and shit. They don't know nothing about that. They just know it's memorabilia. They remember it. A vinyl takes them back to a different time that they wasn't a part of, but it's all memorabilia. So yeah, you can sell compact discs and cassettes and all that, especially at your concert because people are there to. They want something to remember. It's up to us in hip hop, really, especially in hip hop. It's up to us to push memorabilia to the next level. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So the standard obviously is a compact disc, but man, like it's so many ways. That's where somebody like to me like Tyler does well. You know what I mean? They are thinking of the next thing to make sure you remember where you was at. They are thinking of themes to make the concert itself more than say you coming up here to see me hold my nuts, just recite a bunch of words. They're making it an experience. Again, it all goes to an experience.
yeah, definitely. I agree with that. I agree with that. I think that like even within saying people not doing the CD, I think what way you could probably do it is present it as like a CD, but then the person, you know what I'm saying, will get everything amongst the CD that you're gonna get though. But on the inside of it's gonna be a QR code to get you the album though. You know what I'm saying? The music that if you're getting it for the music, the QR code is in the inside of the compact, the compact, you know what I'm saying? The whatever the CD is supposed to go in right there. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But when you open it up, the QR code is in there. You can bing it, boom, and now you get the album on the joint though. I think that, but because I think like if you pushing a CD though, be nowadays, I mean, yeah, they only buying it just to have it, and they're not worried about the music. Then I think that goes along with you saying, so now what are we selling? We selling like so now the music's no longer the product then. You know what I'm saying? They're not actually getting it to basically hear the music then. You know what I'm saying? So I feel to package it up the same
No,
way like a
no.
CD, keep the QR code right there though. Because ain't nobody listening to no CDs nowadays. You trying to pump a CD, man.
I don't think again. I don't. Yeah, I don't. I think Glass is right. I don't think they're selling it to listen to the music off.
They sound it for to have a piece of product. I understand
Yeah,
what you're saying. Have a memorabilia. Now,
to
right, I
me, the
understand
whole thing is the art too, because I see lots of people they hang album
So
shit on their
then the
wall.
music is no longer the product then.
No,
Nah,
because
it's still a product, but people want a physical form. Like when we just
yeah,
imagine when we went to go buy CDs back in the day, we was paying like anywhere from $10 to about $15 to buy an official CD from the store. Sometimes you
Mm-hmm.
pay up to $18. Imagine if they had said, "Look, I'm gonna give you a link just to download the album." It's you're like, no, I still want the CD, nigga. Like to
Package it
this
up.
day,
That's what I said.
I
Package it up the same way. Package it up the same way. But when you open it up, the QR code's right there. Boom.
now
I remember
The QR
Instant.
code is good, but I still want the physical product because the QR code gives both sides benefit from that. Now they get the information, so now I can email you stuff for the rest of your life. Every time this artist comes to your city,
Mm-hmm.
comes to your town, and we got new
Yeah.
merch, and you get what you want because you get the physical album. Like my
Yeah.
wife bought Solange's Seat at the Table on vinyl. I got GNX on vinyl. I got Wyclef. I got a bunch of vinyl. I got 2 record
That I
players that
like.
I've never opened. I've never even opened them up. They're literally in the box. My wife got me Illmatic on vinyl and a record player for my my 38th birthday or 39th birthday, some shit like that. To this day, I've never opened any of that shit up. I still got it. You know what I mean? But like once we get like the crib set up the way we want, we really gonna have our vinyl collection out there. But I just think
Mm-hmm.
it's great to have that physical form of music. I bought Frank Ocean's CD. I bought Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. I was at Barnes and Noble checking out their vinyl collection. They had certain CDs for $6 in a bin. I'm like, fuck it. Why wouldn't I buy? And I got a CD player in the car, so I got an '09. So I just put them shits right in the car. Like if I'm not streaming something on for my phone, I just put the CD in there. Like my daughter loves music. So she always like every time we get in the car, she's like music, music. She just wants to hear music. So I just put on some music for her. Like and it kind of calms her down. She loves to sing and all that shit. But I like the physical form. And like if I'm already going to your show, what's another $12 for me to buy a CD? Because I'm gonna buy the T-shirt for 40.
Yeah.
I lost the shirt out. I bought the Saba show. I bought the shirt. I don't even know where my shirt is at. My wife got hers. I do not have a clue where my shirt is at.
Yeah.
But whenever
Yeah.
I find it, I'm gonna wear that motherfucker.
I ain't
But
gonna hold you.
the
I bought a
other
bunch
thing,
of merch at what's the name? Shit, go ahead.
the other thing too is I mean, I don't know if this is a big thing for other people, but for me, the album cover is still a big deal.
Yeah.
Like if your album cover is not tight, it's probably less. I'm gonna
Yo,
be less excited about listening to the album. Can
do
you
you
hear me?
know they giving? Yeah, you
Oh yeah.
can. But I'm gonna say something real quick. You know, I just found out that they doing in the Grammys this year. They're giving out a Grammy for album cover for album
God,
artwork.
yes, that shit is fire.
That's so
I
dope.
love
That's
a great
super dope,
album
dude.
cover, dude.
That's
My
super dope.
what I wouldn't give my 2 favorite hip hop albums is Most Def the Ecstatic and Ooh and the TLC Tip. I wish I had vinyls of both of those. I would hang them up. I love
Yeah,
man.
no, to definitely what Glass was saying as far as the memorabilia and everything like that, because basically, um, yeah, I think a lot of times if a person does purchase something like that, they like a lot of time they might just begin to just to, you know what I'm saying, have a piece of, you know what I'm saying, have a piece of product, you know what I'm saying, have something that they got from the show or something like that. So necessarily like if you buy, I remember I seen a video not too long ago. They gave a kid a cassette tape. The kid was like, the kid was looking at this like, what am I supposed to do with this right now? You know what I'm saying? He ain't know what, like they ain't know what to do with it like that. So they ain't even. So it's not even like and a lot of times we don't have the actual equipment. You know what I'm saying? At least for them right there, they don't even know the equipment to use to play this shit. So a lot of times it would just be just something like a work of art just to have a piece of product to have like that. So I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying within that. That's for sure.
It's just like they sell art books like a I remember back in the day they had a huge art book they put out. They do it for a lot of movies, but they had one for the Matrix. Like here's all the art from the Matrix. Here's the concept art. Here's the blah 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 art. I think it's the same thing of like shit for albums. They should be taking photos just have just like high definition photos of recording the whole album and
You ever
lining
seen the Rihanna art book?
no.
Yo, Rihanna art book. My brother got that shit. Reverend, this girl got that shit. It's a coffee table book, but the shit is like it's like the Book of Eli. The shit big as hell. B. It's a
Damn, for
big
what
ass.
album?
I don't know what album. I don't know what album this is for. I don't know if it's just for her and everything that she done did, but it's like a fucking Book of Eli. The shit is wow
Dang.
big, B. Like it's thick, it's paws, it's thick, and it's just it's like it's not like a regular book. It's a big coffee table book. The shit is like I'm trying to describe how big this shit is.
Damn,
It's
I want to
crazy
buy
though.
the book. That's
Yeah,
dope.
look it up though. It's crazy though. It's the Rihanna book. Word. It's just a crazy coffee table book. I just got a dope ass coffee table book the other day from when I went shopping in my man's store. I got a Queens coffee table book. And it's all about Queens. It's everything about Queens and shit like that. Nas on the front cover of it. Shit is fire. Word. It was dope. It gave it to me for
I
free
just been
too.
thinking about that. It's just expanding. When people come to see you, like we about to do a 20th anniversary of my first mixtape and the 10th anniversary of my album Glass House 2. And it's just thinking of something that CDs used to be like CDs was probably just underneath food, when we were younger, 20, 30
Mm-hmm.
years ago. You know what I mean? Like you might have got food and then CDs was as important as clothes to the point where like that was a trip you would make weekly to get CDs if you could afford it. And now that, music is no longer the product, Spotify is the product.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's hard to get somebody to want to pay $10 for 10 songs when they can pay $10 for 10 million songs. And when you finally get them to come to your concert, you really want something. That's why merch does so well historically, because it's something people can use every day. It's clothes. But like I always tell you, imagine when we start to really push beyond the norm, because hip hop has definitely got into a space to where it's very much monkey see, monkey do. But when people really start pushing the boundaries on hip hop, like, and I think we're really close, man, it's gonna be something to see. The type of stuff you'll be able to leave concerts with. You know what I mean? The type of stuff you'll be able to leave concerts with, the type of things people will sell you when they're putting out their album. Like it'll just be different. And I think if hip hop does want to take its next step forward, that's what it needs to look like. It needs to look like a very much a cross of brands. You know what I mean? Where, like I told you, like no different than, let's say, like how imagine if Bun B had Trill Burger when he dropped an album. You know what I mean? And it was like, and he was on fire. You know what I mean? Or Currency has Currency Chevrolet. Jet Light Chevrolet or anything, man. It'll start looking like
Nip
the
with the
nine
smart store.
figure, 10-figure business it could be. Yeah, yeah.
That
Yeah,
I
But
remember. I
imagine
remember
like,
the shit I seen with I think it was right. I think it was right before he passed. What's his name? Idris Sandu. All this shit they was talking about with the smart store, the Victory Smart Store, or not the is it
yeah.
the not the Victory, sorry, the Crenshaw store. All
Marathon.
the
Right.
Marathon store, yeah, thank you. The all the smart stuff they was doing, how you could, if you stood near a certain product, you could hear a song that's not released yet. Different shit like that. Like that shit was amazing to me.
oh,
Yeah,
no
that's right.
lie, homie. Real story, bro. I remember sitting in front of that store, right, when it was just Sloss and Tees. And we were sitting, this is like, I had been fucking with Neil for like a year or something. And I jump out on him in my Bentley. I mean, we politicking. It's like me and him is probably like 15 of his homies, and we just sitting in front of that particular shopping mart. And him telling me, like, man, I'm gonna buy this motherfucker. And
Hmm.
me not really understanding what that meant because, this the ghetto at that time. Like we all from the ghetto, and it was like buying property in the ghetto didn't have a flex. You know what I mean? I owned property at that point, but it didn't feel like a flex to, fast forward, at that point, which would have been maybe 10 years, how important it was, how much of an achievement. You know what I mean? It was a multi-million dollar piece of property. Watching that place, right, called Sloss and Tees, right? Because Sam used to sell shirts on that corner. Most people don't know their history. Sam used to sell shirts and incense and all kind of shit
Mm-hmm.
on that corner. You know what I mean? And so this was in front of that particular property that they end up acquiring, 10 years later that told me that story. So it's having a vision. You know what I mean? So I just think hip hop is time to take the next step forward. Like it's like okay, if you don't want to buy the music but you love the music, and I know you fuck me and you want to support me, all I got to do is provide you something that you
Yeah.
use in your daily life. Just like we would make trips to the record store once a week, right? Trill Trap, right? The PG, you
Hmm.
close enough, like you'd make a trip to the record store weekly. What does that look like today from a person that you really love? You know what I
Can I?
mean? Like
Can
an
I?
artist you really love. Like,
I wanted
Yeah.
to pitch this idea. I've thought about doing one thing I would like to do is sell acting classes or creativity classes or songwriting classes. That's the thing I thought about selling in addition to merch, like and charge crazy for it. But this is something you could do with me in person.
See, I think within that you gotta that goes into people seeing you you being successful at something and then feeling like I want to find out his secret to success right there. You know what I'm saying?
That
And then
wouldn't
they,
be something I could do at the level I'm at right now.
yeah, but you gotta just be able to, you know what I'm saying, or something. I think that's when that comes into like being able to sell those type of classes or something like that. Like you gotta, you know what I'm saying? That's basically what you're doing.
but
You're selling
any kind of
success.
service,
Hmm.
but any kind of service, right? Trap, like the stuff we doing with 110. You know what I'm saying? Like owning like a couple Mako franchises, owning a couple Jiffy Lubes, right? And albums be on fire, and you market these albums, and you make these rollouts and these press runs, and you having them in locations that help the people that support you every day, and then they come and support you the way they want to, and the music
Hmm.
becomes a byproduct. I think we've been in that space probably for over 10 years, and we just didn't
I
see it
mean,
that way. You know what I mean?
that's what
And
Master P does though, B. You know what I'm saying? That's what Master P does.
I
Master
feel
P
like
will
that's what Steve Stout was trying to
so,
do too.
but, no, Steve Stout is totally different. Steve Stout gave the corporation. He sold the hip hop culture to the corporations. We were talking about that earlier in the room right there.
Okay.
well, no, no, it's trickier. I won't say that. I won't say that. What he did was he showed the power of hip hop as a branding force to corporations.
Hmm.
It's not he didn't sell us out to them per se. He said, "Hey, y'all missing something that can really brand y'all to the rest of the world." It's the
Hmm.
same thing I'm telling Mako, the car company. I'm like Mako, the paint company, right? Mako was like in the car world, Mako is really frowned upon, right? But if you know about painting and cars and shit and low riding and custom culture like I do, nigga, you know it ain't nothing but changing the painters and making sense out of it. It wouldn't be nothing to flip one of those places, because they are franchise and owned to where you have three of them and you put the right staff and you paint Snoop Dogg car, you paint a car for Q, you paint a car for Dre, feel me? You wet them up and you use
But
them,
see,
and you paint a car for YG or you paint a car for them.
what you saying is buying into the company though. You know what I'm saying? Becoming an owner of one of the brands like that though. What I'm talking about, what he doing is saying, all right, you can hire this person right here, give them a check right now, and they're gonna sponsor your product right now. You know what I'm saying? That's
But
selling
but
the code.
but that's
Yeah,
because
that's different
but
than what
that's
you saying.
nah. Hold up. That's because nigga he walked so a nigga could run. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. When you go to Nike, it's hard to say, it's not a deal at Foot Locker. It's a deal at Nike. So it's hard to say, hey, this person gonna do this. He gonna open up a Nike store. There's a different Nike stores ain't franchised. So I'm saying it's all his brain power of telling corporations the value of hip hop when it comes to branding product. Like
So you know
there's
how it went.
nothing stronger, and he is one of the most.
Yeah, he dope
Huh?
with it. He dope with it. He dope with it. But you know how it went though, right? So this is how it went.
No,
It
I'm saying
went.
now it's up, but yeah,
Mhm,
but now it's up to us, Trap, to take
mhm.
the next step further to
Right,
where it's
right.
permanent, and now you into that business with
More
them,
equity.
because that's all Puffin them did. Puffin them went and made products with brands and shit, and they don't
Yeah,
own part of
they sold the culture to
Diageo.
the
They don't
to
own
the
part of that shit,
corporations.
but
They
Well,
sold the culture to the
not the
corporations.
culture.
I think I'm with
They
Glasses
Yeah, they
on
sold.
that.
did,
Like,
bro.
I think
They
I'm with Glasses. But
they
the thing
looking
is,
if
Trap, you can't.
they're using high powered people that's heavily influenced in the culture to market their products. Then what are they doing then?
Right. And that might be true, Trap,
Yeah,
but
but
like until you do those deals, you can't even know that any deals are possible because
So
before that, like those might be low level deals with low return, low equity, but before they anybody does those deals, you don't even know those deals are possible. The only thing I can think of
so
before that is maybe the Adidas deal with Run DMC,
all right, let's
but
nobody
say
now
thinks
we
hip
had this
hop has
conversation
the
earlier.
branding power it does.
Everybody, but what you mean they don't know? They know that by now, bro.
but
They
I
know
think
that.
part of the reason for that
They
is
know
No,
that.
is that
now they
Listen, you know
so
what they found out. You know what they found.
hold
Hold on, let me
on,
say. You
hold
know what
on.
they found out. Hold on, bro. You know what they found out? They found out this way right here. Yo, Hov is screaming out Iceberg on all his songs and shit. Then he goes to Iceberg and goes, "Yo, I want to deal with y'all, B." You know what I'm saying? I've been screaming out the Iceberg. Y'all sales done went up and all that shit. Iceberg said, "You know what your fucking black ass promoting our shit? Get the fuck out of here." You know what they did? They said, "All right, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna start Rockaway up now. We're gonna start Rockaway up and get 300 million for Rockaway." So they like, "Oh shit, hold on, we should have did that deal with them." They said this. So when they double back on them again, no, we don't want you to do your own products because y'all taking the money out of our hand right now. So you know what you do? No, we want to put y'all in our product, B. You know what I'm saying? No, don't do your own shit. Do our shit, B. Same thing with liquor companies. The shit all happened with Hov. And this is why Hov and Dame stand on separate sides though. Because Dame saw that shit as like what the niggas were trying to do. They're trying to take the culture and benefit off it when we could do the shit on our own and start our own shit up though, B. Because they're only doing it, they only buying the shit because of us. They're only buying it because of us right now. So why
Yeah,
why we give why we give our
but
likeness to them
again,
for when we can use our likeness for ourselves?
they might have
you
more
don't
infrastructure at that
you
point.
don't
You
have
still
to.
have to build
Definitely.
it up.
Oh,
They might have more
exactly. Yeah,
infrastructure,
you
and you
don't
might
have.
not be at the point yet
Yeah, you
to
don't.
match the infrastructure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro.
Yes. So it's like yeah, it's like yes and no. Yes, in the sense that yes, you can make your own product and brand your own product. It's another thing to be a part of a distribution that's already spoken for. It's another thing to get in stores that's already spoken for. It's like
Hmm.
when artists was trying to make their own distribution companies, right? And they couldn't. Like right now, if you made a liquor, right, you got to get it on the back of the truck. It's like something everybody in the liquor business know. They like you can't just sell your liquors to store. Like you have to get a part of a distribution chain, and they put you on a truck and they deliver your liquor. Like they make these things. It's a reason why we can't go to Apple, Tidal, and Spotify. Why are we going to somebody else to do a deal? Think about that. Like we go to a middleman to upload our music. That's it.
Except for
That's all they
Chance.
do. They upload the
Yeah.
music. Some simple shit that we could do.
Yeah, I
So
thought
they
about that
create
shit.
these middleman gigs. Yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
create these middleman gigs for they people to be able to eat and make a living. So now it's up to us. Like I said, Steve making that play is now the same reason why we can have this conversation with Mako. I can have this conversation with Jiffy Lube. I can have this conversation with Tire Pro. Because guess what? He said, look, man, before y'all was ready to give us anything because y'all didn't know, now y'all know what y'all really want to do.
So you were
What
you
y'all
you
really
you
want
were
to do.
so you wanting to do that deal right there would be more so wanting to do it because you wouldn't want to put up your own bread to do it like that. Is that what it is right
Well,
there?
I think this is
Within it,
the
because,
Not,
sway
because no, because you could easily start off at a small spot, use your influence enough to make your small spot. You know what I'm saying that you might not. No, I'm saying you might not blow. No, I'm saying get as big as it is from the jump though. No, I'm saying, but you can start at a small spot and your influence enough. The same influence they're gonna use to. No, I'm saying once they give you the joint, it's gonna. I don't know. Go ahead. Yeah, but go ahead though. Go
I
ahead.
don't think Sway was
it's
right.
like it's like it's
This is
like
the
this
Sway
trap.
versus Kanye
It's like this trap.
thing.
Yeah,
Go
you
ahead.
tie
Yeah.
into a 9-figure, 10-figure business, right? You tie into a
Mm-hmm.
9-figure, 10-figure business, right? And you could have the same. Now you have somebody else to have way more money. It's the same reason you do a
Yeah,
record deal. You don't do a record deal because you can't do it by yourself. You
you
do a
get that
record
upfront money.
because you got
Yeah.
somebody with way more money and way more distribution than you do. So it's the
Mm-hmm.
same business. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong if you want to start. Like I could start a paint shop easy in my sleep. I could wake up
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow, go rent a place, start my own paint shop. But why would I do that when I have this thing called cultural cachet? When I can go to Mako and say, hey, look, give me this amount of money, give me this many franchises at this rate, feel me, and I'll blow your shit up.
Yeah, but
Give
you
me give
never.
me this in advertisement because you got all this business, you got all this money. Now I'm not going to the record label to say, hey, market my product. or now I'm not trying to make a deal with iHeart to say I got to go to my pocket and go to iHeart and say, hey man, I know you getting you know $100 million from Pepsi every year, but here take my 50,000 and make it work. No, I got Mako. They got big money. You know what I mean? Hey, look, this company want to do this. They got $4 million. You get somebody to bankroll your marketing. That's what it's all about. Who's gonna bankroll your marketing? Like, don't get me wrong, we could bankroll our own marketing, but our bankroll ain't like Mako. Our bankroll ain't like
Just
McDonald's. You know what I
just
mean? Our
within
bankroll
doing
ain't like
that,
Pepsi or Coca Cola.
just within
I
doing
want
that
to
though,
say this real quick.
you just go ahead, PG.
I
I'm
want to
gonna
say
stay
this
up
real quick. This is the exact argument that Sway had with Kanye. And I
there.
remember people going around saying, oh, Sway was right. And I still don't think Sway was right. Because I think what Sway was missing is he was trying to get Kanye. What Kanye would have had to do to make Sway right is spend up most of his energy on manufacturing and distribution. And what Kanye was saying is if I get more time to focus on design and you guys handle the manufacturing and distribution, I can make the money then to build my own manufacturing and distribution because I've gotten so great at design. But I'm not going to get great at design if I have to raise all the capital to get great at design. But if you just give me a little more time, if those people come and support me, eventually I'll be able to do what he's doing now, which is have Yeezy. But he couldn't have done that if he just, like Glasses was saying, started his own shop on his own right there and then, because most of his time would have been taken up with manufacturing
Man,
and
But this is
distribution.
I go,
this is my only thing within the whole thing,
I,
right?
I,
Go ahead, go ahead. Cause I'm gonna move on after that. Go
I
ahead,
go,
yeah,
I
you
go,
got it.
I go through it. I go through this all the time, bro. I'm going through it right now. Like you pulled in a million places. You don't have nowhere near the capital to hire the staff that you need to hire, right? You may have more. I have way more cultural cachet than I have money. Like I could
Mhm.
move some shit, nigga, in Flatbush, Brooklyn, easy. I could move some shit, nigga, in Memphis, easy. I could move some shit in Atlanta, easy. I could move shit around the world, like simple. I got way more cultural cachet than I have money. You know what I mean? Way more. So the type of money you need, like right now, just putting out a record to do it correctly, like is fucking dog. Like this is why niggas ain't independent. None of the niggas you think is independent for the most part is independent. They sign to independent companies. Nigga is it's like trap when I tell you it is bone, it's like it's unbelievably ridiculously hard. Like it's hard, bro, because you're creative and you naturally trying to create, but then now you gotta market it at the same time. And that breaks down into different capacities and you need teams for everything. And these people, the best people, gotta pay their bills. So we're always, because we behind the eight ball, being in America, you feel me? Nigga, it's virtual. It's hard. It's a completely different thing. So you
Gospel.
want to be able to tie yourself into somebody with the coin. You want. That's why you sign record.
And
You
then,
don't
and
think
then,
Jay Z? Why would Jay Z do a deal
and
with Live
then,
Nation?
and then you know what happens though is, you never really become an owner though, B. You don't even you're not even a partner. You just
Owner,
you
a
still
owner
working
is
for the people though.
a
You're not
owner
an
is
owner.
yeah, but
Yeah.
a owner is overstated, bro. Niggas pursuing something that they don't understand nothing about. A
It's
owner
not
is overstated.
overstated.
Control is more important than owner.
You don't
Listen,
have no control, bro. I mean, them
everybody
niggas,
keeps thinking it's
if
about
them niggas able to clip you, they can clip you anytime they want to clip you.
Well,
Unless
it's
you
interesting.
did what you did.
it don't work
Yo, you
that
know
way.
what? Cut his water off.
It's interesting, Trap, because
That's
it's
how it
like
works.
Right, but
that's interesting. That's similar to what 50 said years ago. 50 was like, people always talking about, oh, you don't want to get trapped in a bad record deal and a bad record deal. He's like, nigga, you don't have anything. So you'd rather have 100% of nothing rather than 15% of a million. Like you got to start where you got to start. You got to accept where you are and build up from there. So if you have the opportunity to take a deal, because you can either build it up yourself and it's going to get to whatever level, but like you could start here and accept your lumps and then maneuver once you're inside and have those connections and have that capital behind you, or you could start from scratch, and both are fine, but there's pros and cons to both, and it's not really there's just
understand.
pros and cons to both.
Like I agree with you in the sense that somebody can clip you, but that's part of every business. That's simple business. Like the idea, like when Dane was screaming like niggas could get fired, that shit don't matter. The hell you talking about niggas get fired? That's life. If you fuck with somebody, You
Thank you.
that's ego shit. That shit don't matter. Like, how much coin are we gonna get? Do I have to sell my show? Do I have to give up anything? No. If it means that I break a moral clause, cool, whatever. I like that's fine. I'm gonna get this coin with you until we can't. Then I'm gonna do my own thing. So it's simple. Like, but trust me, as somebody who really doing it independent all the way, bro, niggas is crazy. This shit is it's ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous to try to do this. It's ridiculous. Trap, like,
Yo,
yeah,
Grads,
you
if they
have to
come to you
keep.
right now, if they come to you right now and offer you a record deal, you taking it?
I didn't turn down record deals, but where I'm at right now. They probably wouldn't give me a fair thing based off of what I know. So my job is to say what I know, but I'm not one of them. Like I'm telling you, when they come to the Clips next time, because they coming to the Clips, you ain't doing
Uh-huh.
no 114 in this thing independent, and these people ain't finna come give you $3-4 million. And I don't give a fuck who you is. $3-4 million, still $3-4 million, and a staff of people that know what they've been doing. They've been doing it for years. Simple business. That's just good business. Now, again, if you're more intrigued with the thought of owning something, then maybe that's not for you. If
Yeah.
that's your brain was like, I need to own this. But if your goal is to do business, business could mean you control something. Business can mean you can own something. Business mean you could actually get a bunch of money and don't own or control shit. Doing business is figuring out the best business. And hopefully we all in this business to make some level of economics, to make some type of impact and to make some level of economics. Like, so that's where the labels, why you think all these niggas talk all this shit trap and always end up with a record deal? Every one of these niggas talk all this
Mm-hmm.
shit, oh, this, and end up with a record deal. Niggas is so full of shit that they lie about having a record deal and market themselves as independent.
The
All right.
other
Like,
thing
you
that's
don't
All right.
this is
want to
such a
tap into.
conversation. I'll let you go, Trap. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, BG. Go
I
ahead.
mean, gosh, the one thing I want to say, the what you said about business classes makes so much sense to me. But the other thing for me is, you also want to, you also might want to get into business if you want to be an artist. Because for me, I don't. The only reason I care about business at all is the hopes that I could make money off of my art and make money to make my next art, to make my next. That's the only reason. And you just talked about Dame. Dame and Nip are the people I've been obsessed with for the last 10 years, just trying to learn what they did and try to, I still can't figure it out, but try to figure out what they did. But the only reason is because it'd kill me for me to pour myself into my art and somebody else owns it. Swizzy is another one too, Swizz Beats, that I'm obsessed with what he's doing. And that's the reason. So for me, the only reason I'm learning business, which I never had any interest in, is because I want to be able to do what Nip did, which is at the end of this, I own what I made. And the other thought that I had is the Louis C.K. story, which is FX came to him. He had already done a sitcom that failed at HBO. He was like, "Fuck it, I'm just doing stand up comedy. I don't give a fuck about TV or anything." And then FX, he did some specials that were hot, and FX came in and was like, "You want to do a show?" And he said, "No, I don't want to do no show." And they're like, "You sure?" And he's like, "No." And they kept asking him, and he's like, "All right, I'll do a show if you let me make the show. Pay me the money to make the show. I'm gonna get my own equipment and my own camera crew. I'm gonna make the show. You're not gonna see the script, and the first time you're gonna get to see the show is the night it airs. I don't want any. You're not giving me any notes." Because they were like, "Oh, we'll pay you 2 million to do the show," and he's like, "Pay me 200,000." So he went down like 10 times what they were going to pay him. He's like, "Just give me 200,000. I give you whatever show I want to give you." And that's how he got to do his show. He just took way less money to have way more control.
Yeah, that's understood. All right. So, Trill, you there, Trill?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here.
So,
I'm just listening. I'm just listening and
yeah.
learning. One thing I will say is ownership is great when you succeed. But like if your shit fails, that's why a lot of these rich people have been bankrupt so many times. Like, so if you only focused on ownership, like even with investing, like the people tell you, like the hit rate for investing, you're gonna fail way more times than you succeed. So if your main thing is owning everything, you have to be willing to take losses. You have to be willing to
Yeah.
start from zero. And I think a lot of people aren't willing to start from zero, and rightfully so. Like you don't want to work 46 years and then have everything diminished because of two bad investments. So a lot of times, like a lot of the big part of business is you have a vision, you have an idea. You have to get these people to give you their money so you can turn your vision into something tangible. And if it works, they take what they invested back and you are able to eat off of your vision. You know, I mean, you're not going to eat 100% because you don't own it, but I feel like that's part of the risk. And I think that's why it favors true creatives. There's a bunch of people with a bunch of ideas with zero capital. Then you have a bunch of guys with a bunch of capital and zero ideas. So it's like a marriage. We need the guys with the capital need the guys with the ideas. The
Yeah,
guys with the
yeah,
ideas need the guys with the capital.
Yeah, you work. Yeah, facts. You work
yeah.
together. You know what I mean? And even when you have it all, you still gonna have to work with everybody. It's just how it goes. You gonna have to work with people, Trap.
I could dig it.
Can't be
I could
selfish.
dig it. So so now we got your we got your girl, you know what I'm saying? We trying to figure out which where she trying to go with this. It seems like she's attacking everybody right now. You know what I'm saying? She found a new person that she's on right now that she going with, you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about Nicki Minaj right now, man. You know what I mean? Nicki Minaj done went, I think 2 weeks ago, what was it, last week, Glasses? We were talking about when she was going at Hove, and we didn't understand why. We was like, what is causing this for her to go at Hove like
Her
this?
name is Nikki
Yeah,
Jihad right now.
she's still going at home.
She's still going at Hove too, though, right? But she done found Scissor now, and now she going at Scissor.
I don't know why that's so funny.
Yeah, and me and Trill was having a back and forth in the group chat about it earlier because I'm with Nikki. I know what I'm saying. Trill for some reason thinks that Nikki is excuse me, Scissor's a bigger star than Nikki. I don't feel like that's actually true at all. You know what I'm saying? I think she's hot right now. She's hot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, might be the hottest female artist right now. She is the hottest female. No, I don't know if she's hotter than Beyonce, but she's hot though. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that she has reached Nikki's accomplishments or even status that she's at right now. Still.
No, you changed the verbiage. You said bigger
So,
star. The thing was just bigger. Because you say bigger star. Well, like Madonna's a bigger
all
star
right, all
than
right.
Taylor
So bigger,
Swift.
so bigger then. So we can stick with bigger then. So you think that she's right now at this point right now she's bigger than Nicki Minaj? You saying?
She's absolutely bigger than Nicki Minaj, and I think all metrics point to that. Because like
She's
when we
definitely
talk
hotter.
about when we talk about Nicki's accomplishments, we always got to add her gender into her accomplishments. When we talk about like what SZA was able to do with SOS, that staying in the top 10 longer than any album. We don't got to put any gender qualifiers on that. Not the longest
Ooh.
woman. She beat Michael Jackson. We not, you know what I mean? So when we talk about what SZA's doing with her music, she has the best-selling R&B album of this decade. Not the best female R&B, the best selling R&B album. That includes Chris Brown, that includes Usher, that includes anybody else that's making R&B regardless of their agenda, their gender at birth or what they turned into. She's outselling all of them. When we talk about Nicki, we have to put gender qualifiers in all her shit. Because if we just talk about the best-selling rappers, Nicki ain't in that conversation like that. We talk about the rappers making the best music. Nicki's not in that conversation. Every time we talk about how big Nicki is, all her success, it's all tied to her being a woman. It's not
No,
just tied to her
no.
being bigger than everybody else. And SZA can say
Mm.
that. SZA just bigger than everybody else.
So when she's in the
Somewhere 80
Guinness
years
Book
ahead of her. Oh
when
my
she's
bad.
in the Guinness Book of World Records holder right now for being among the top 50 highest certified digital single artists, not female artists but single artists, right there. You know what I'm saying? She holds the record for that right there, and that's with any artist right there. You know what I'm saying? You can
Yeah,
look
but
that up right
but but with context, we
there.
have to consider when Madonna, Mariah Carey, Janet Jackson, Mike, when all of them were in their prime, you didn't have the option of just buying one record off the album. You had to
Mhm.
buy the whole album. So certifications work a lot different today, where songs are sold on an individual basis than they did back then. You know what I mean? So even when we talk about all these Drake charted this many singles or Nicki charted this many singles, like those are extremely skewed statistics.
But this is
Because
in the
if the
same. This
Beatles were able, if the Beatles were able to chart every single song off their albums, trust and believe they would have been able, they would have done it. If Elvis Presley was able to chart every single song off of his album, Mariah Carey,
Mm.
if I'm not mistaken, Mariah Carey's the best-selling artist of the 90s. She wasn't afforded that ability for every single song off her album to be able to simultaneously chart. They had a single had to be you had to release a single and it had to be an A-side single in order for it to qualify to chart in the Billboard Hot 100. A record like Breakdown by Mariah Carey, which is a hit. Breakdown was a huge hit. It never was able to chart on the Billboard Hot 100. A record like Killing Me Softly by the Fugees. We were all alive when this record came out. We know how big that record is. That
That's a
record
B-side?
didn't chart on the Hot 100 because of some
Whoa.
silly rule they had back then. So when we talk about Nicki and all these certifications and all these songs charting and all that stuff, it's extremely skewed to today's standards. It's not something that was throughout music. Now, if it was a statistic that could be held throughout all of music, like the record SZA broke by Michael Jackson and Thriller, I think it would be a more viable statistic that we could put into a conversation like that. But I think that's another one of her qualifications that comes with a qualifier. Like once you read the fine print behind them statistics, you're like, oh, that don't really hold that much weight. Like Janet Jackson had an album. Rhythm Nation had 7 top 10 singles on it. That
Mm-hmm.
was unheard of in that time. Now, an artist releases an album, the songs get streamed, and the first week it comes out, they have 1 through 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. But it's not the same as when Janet did it. Like when Janet did it, it didn't get broken until Katy Perry did it later on. And even at that time, it wasn't still just the individual songs just charting like that. Like that Janet Jackson record held, and that Janet Jackson album, I'm almost done. Rhythm Nation is the best-selling album of 1990. All genres, not women, not R&B. It was same with "Don't Be Cruel" by Bobby Brown, 1989. That's the best-selling album in the country. So I
Right,
just I
but
just think there's a lot of different qualifiers when we talk about a lot of Nicki's accomplishments. They come with a whole bunch of gender assigned qualifiers, and
Mhm.
I just don't think when we talk of Nicki, not I don't think she's up there with the top tier of rappers. When we talk about R&B, SZA is right there with the top tier of R&B artists.
it ain't much competition in that. But now but see you mentioned everybody that was outside of her generation right now. SZA's actually in the generation, so she gets the same type of accomplishments and what you know what I'm saying, like she could do the same thing, but she hadn't done the same thing though. You know what I'm saying? She hadn't done the same thing like when Nicki does. She could easily do it. We not you mentioned everybody that was from the physical sales of stuff, and you're completely right about that right now. But we're talking about this day and age and what they're doing in this day and age. And and SZA's not matching up to what Nicki's doing right there. So now Nicki got 100 million records sold globally. You know what I'm saying?
I think
Globally, right there.
of how that
She had a 12-time diamond, a 12-time platinum record, B. You know what I'm saying? She got multiple diamond records. You know what I'm saying? So like SZA's right here in the same day and age. She ain't got that right there. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? You know what SZA does have?
What?
mm,
SZA has 2 albums that have outsold any Nicki Minaj album. Control is 5 times
ooh,
platinum in America. That's
Mm,
sold more than any Nicki Minaj album has ever
mm.
sold in her career.
Which album was that?
SOS,
the
the
first one.
first album, Control,
Right.
5 times
Okay.
platinum, more
Mm-hmm.
than any Nicki Minaj album. And it just got certified on the 25th of February of this year. Just got certified, 5 million. And then you have SOS. SOS, as I said before, is one of the if I'm not no, I think it's actually like the third or fourth best-selling album of this decade. I misspoke earlier when I said it was the best-selling album of this decade. It's the best R&B selling album of this decade. It's one of the highest selling albums of this decade, period, in all genres of music. That's at like 7.7 million. That
Crazy.
album is on its way to go. That album will be diamond by the end of this decade. No Nicki Minaj album is on pace to go diamond. She does not have a single album that we see in the foreseeable future that's going to be diamond. And SOS is still in the top 10 to this day. This week on the Billboard charts, that album is going to be in the top 10. It came out a year before Pink Friday 2. Pink Friday 2 done fell off the charts probably 6, 7 months ago. The album, maybe a year ago, it fell off the charts. SOS is still charting, not just charting, charting in the top 10. Control charted for 400 weeks. 400 weeks that album chart. Nicki don't got an album that charted for 400 weeks.
This is the one thing I will say though. I do kind of think I might be wrong about this, but I think Nicki has more of a ravenous groundswell of fans than SZA does. I think the world loves SZA, but I think there's a group of those Barbs. I don't know if SZA has something that is comparable to Barb's or the Bayhive, the Barbs. I don't think SZA has a groundswell like that. I think everyone loves SZA. I don't think SZA's just for you know. We can kind of picture who are the Barbs. I don't think SZA has it. I think everyone SZA belongs to everyone. If that makes sense.
No,
So I don't think she
I
has a
definitely agree.
ravenous. Disagree or agree?
No,
Say agree.
I definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how Nicki did that, but she was great at building community that way. SZA is that's not really SZA's focus. I think SZA is such a mastermind of the music. I also want to say I love Control more than SOS. I don't love SOS that much, but I think SZA is so much this mysterious character that's about the music, which is dope. But Nicki, I think, always put communication and uh, community with her fans above music, above everything else. And it doesn't make me a huge fan of hers, but I do respect what she was able to do.
I think Nikki needs those type of fans. Like I look at Nikki and the Barb's like wrestling fans. If you just look at it from the surface, you would think that wrestling is bigger than baseball, just because of how wild wrestling fans are. You got a
Mm,
group of people that every 2 3 nights, whatever city they in, you got 30,000 people coming to an event, dressed up,
mm.
paint on, all this stuff, going crazy over wrestling. But then you have like the baseball fan. You just think of as an old white guy with the baseball hat on. That's probably some executive. The majority of like baseball seats are all suites. It's a bunch of companies that just own these seats and they give it to their employees and shit like that. So it's not looked at as something that. But when you look at the raw numbers, like baseball is the second most highest revenue sport in America. You know what I mean? Like NFL is king, and then baseball is right there. Like like wrestling doesn't even make barely makes $1 billion a year. Baseball
Wow.
making like 12, 10, $12 billion a year.
How is that possible? Wrestling is such a big deal culturally.
That's what I would say is the parallel between Nikki and SZA. I feel like SZA is baseball and Nikki is wrestling. Like their fans have to be completely engaged in this. Like
No,
they have
SZA
like
just
Nikki fans have to be. You look when you go to the Nikki tour, they're dressed up like Nikki. Men, women, all ages, they're dressed up like Barbs. They're doing all this stuff. Whereas SZA fans are just coming as they are. So Nikki fans have to be extreme and wild like that to keep her flame really going. And like the type, in my personal opinion, I think the type of fans she have, they're not in any position to necessarily hold her accountable. So even if Nikki does something that isn't good,
Mm,
they're gonna argue that it's still dope. Like
yeah.
what Nikki's doing right now, she's acting like Antonio Bryant. Like she's literally becoming the female AB on Twitter right now. And her fans love her so much, but they don't love her enough to try to correct her actions. And I think the position that she's put herself in with her fans, they can't even correct her because she's gonna be like,
Because
yo, who the
she's
hell
their
are you?
avatar. I think they see
how
themselves in her.
how many brand deals the SZA have right now? Like without being so big and like culturally like influence that she has. Does she got any brand deals going on?
I mean, I don't, and
I
none
don't
that
know.
I know of.
I don't
But I
know.
don't think she needs. I don't think she needs it to do what she's doing. Like she's
Yeah.
doing all this without the brand deal. She's
What
selling.
did the? Yeah, my bad. Go ahead.
No, I mean she's broke Michael Jackson's record for being in the top 10 on the Billboard charts without these brandy deals, without these crazy ass fans with freaking white on the side of their mouth that are like defending her at every
White.
like anytime you say something about her, they will blow up your mentions. You can't even talk about Nicki realistically on Twitter because she has a bunch of crazy ass fans that are gonna dox you. Like they're gonna
Look,
go to these wild lengths because of your opinion on an artist that they love. And I think,
I don't
in
think
my
it's
personal
crazy.
opinion, I think it's harmful.
It
I
is
think
harmful.
stan culture hurts music.
I
Mm.
think they see
So
themselves. I think they see themselves like they relate to Nikki. They relate to the world the way Nikki does, which is I mean this as respectfully as possible because I think Nikki is a genius, but I think she relates to the world fearfully and defensively, and it's like people are attacking me and I gotta attack them, and I think people who feel that way about the world attach themselves to Nikki. I'm not saying that's the only Nikki fans. Nikki can rap her ass off; she's a genius, but I think people who have that feeling about the world in some way, they like how fiercely Nikki reacts to those things. And yeah, they'll defend her at all costs because she's them writ large. She's them writ 10,000 feet tall.
so another thing. Come look at the what's the name. So The GNX tour grossed a lot of money. They've been grossing a lot of money on that tour right there, and she co-headlines on that tour. You know what I'm saying? Her and Kendrick right there. I think they made like 200 and I think what is it? 256 million. You know what I'm saying? Did a 1.1 million tickets across 46 shows. You know what I'm saying so far, and that's great right there with them co-headlining on that show though too. But when it came to Pink Friday 2 World Tour, Nicki by herself, you know what I'm saying? The only person on the tour right there by herself, she grossed 108 million. 108
Crazy.
point. You know what I'm saying? By herself right there. What did the SOS tour do? You got
100,
that number?
113 million.
No, she
Damn.
didn't. No, she didn't do no 113 million. Cut that
She
shit out.
definitely did.
No, she didn't. No,
I'm
she
looking
didn't.
at the I'm looking at the article right now. It says
I'm
SZA
gonna
becomes the
go
fourth black female artist to gross over 100 million from a tour.
right
It says she grossed an
Trap,
impressive
why did you do this? Why did you do this?
it
now. No,
says she grossed an
I don't think
impressive
she did.
113 million and sold
How many shows?
807,000
How many
tickets.
shows?
I could look it up in a second. And her album topped the charts for 10 consecutive weeks as well.
How
Like,
many? How many
don't
shows?
skip past that.
How many shows was
Um,
it?
Is this about Queens? Hold on. Is this
No,
about Queens?
no. I just
63 shows.
okay.
I kind
63.
of feel like this is about Queens.
No, it ain't about.
I just
She spent
realized it.
13 weeks on the Billboard. I see it right here. Spent 13 weeks on the Billboard. Had a single Kill Bill hit the bus snare. I see it. I see it right there. Well, all right.
This is about Queens.
Nah, it's not.
God bless Queens. Queens get the money.
It could be.
All love
It,
to
it could be
Queens.
a bit though, but I'm still putting Nicki as being a bigger artist than a bigger star right now than SZA. SZA hot. I say SZA hot right now. You know what I'm saying? We
I
don't
mean,
know if
SZA's
SZA
been
gonna be
on
able to
this
maintain
history
this.
for what?
We
For
don't
like
know if she's gonna be able to
7 years?
maintain this for 5 albums straight like that, B. I
but
don't know.
Nikki
That's
didn't do it for
consistent.
If she
five albums.
did,
Nikki did it for
Pink,
two.
Pink Friday 2 was her last album, and that shit just that shit did number. What are you talking about?
That
That
album
did
wasn't
number.
the ma- that album wasn't the, that album is not the level
That
of
went number
success
one.
as Control or SOS.
It
But
it went. It got her to get 108 million on tour.
I mean, it went number one, like, but Control never went number one. Yet Control has outsold every Nicki Minaj album. So like
Damn.
a lot of those things be skewed was like, okay, a number one album. It's because we only consider 1 week. Whereas like once your album gets out, the album's out there forever. So your album's eventually gonna be out for 1,000 weeks. We put all the weight on this 1 week. Like SZA did 80,000 her first week on Control. Yet that album is at 5 million right now. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, okay, you take the 1 week. 1 week is cool. I'm gonna take the 499 other weeks. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And
Well,
because odds are when you look at any album in the history of music, you're gonna sell more albums in the 100 weeks after your first week than you will the first week. Once you combine all them numbers, you're every art, it don't matter who you are. If you're talking Taylor Swift that sells a million first week, a Drake album sells a million, like for example, the Carter 3. The Carter 3 did a million its first week. That album is at like 8 or 9 million sold right now. Even an album like Views. Views is over 10 million. I mean, so he literally only sold 10% of his albums that first week, but that's what people look at. People are looking at, oh, the first week sales, the first like nah, it's not about the first week sales, it's about the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, all the way up to present. Same with like Good Kid Mad City. Good Kid Mad City is on pace to go diamond. Good Kid Mad City was
Really?
never the number one album in the country. It opened up
Whoa.
at number two with 242,000 copies sold its first week, and it's on pace to go diamond. Same with Nelly's album. Nelly album did 285,000 its first week. It had never sold 300 over 300,000 any week since it's been out, but the album is diamond. Like, so it's
That's
more than
crazy.
one way to skin the cat. We just can't put all this weight on first week sales. Like, first week sales is good for an argument, they're good for a debate. But I feel like with any number in the world, like numbers are literally just numerical indications of things. But what are they indicating? Like, I think we have to contextualize every number. What does that number mean? What does that number truly represent? We just can't look at like I hate that saying, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. It's like, well, a number's just a number until we contextualize what does that number represent. And that's
It's
and like even when we open this up talking about the clips, that clip's doing 113,000. That represents a lot more than what that number just indicates, and we all understand that.
so what you think about the 100 million records sold?
100 million records sold.
How many
I think
records?
it's
How many records you
a
sold?
lot of it's a lot of semantics once you
Mm,
really break it
mm,
down. Like 100
mm.
million records sold, but your
Okay.
highest selling album sold 4 million copies.
100
It just
million records
it
sold.
just it's just one of those things where it's
100,
like
all right.
I would love to see how they count this. Like, okay, when you
100
say someone
million
sold
records
100,
sold.
because how do you sell 100 million records, but your highest selling album in America, which is probably the biggest consumer of hip hop
Oh, that's
music,
globally. That's
your
globally.
highest no, but your highest selling album in America only sold 4 million copies. But you telling me you sold
You think they lying?
96% more?
Think they lying about the numbers?
I wouldn't say they're lying, but I feel like it's a lot of semantics. Once you actually look at
Might
that
be about
number,
singles and
I think they're just stretching the number out. They're making the number
Okay.
look a lot better than it actually is.
28 to 23, 23 top 10, you know what I'm saying? Hot
So
100 singles.
according to that number,
Yeah.
Nicki has sold more records than Nelly, according to that number. And we
I
all
would
know
say.
that's not true. We all
Yes,
know that's not
yes.
true.
You think about albums. You think about
That's
just
how we don't
albums,
trust
though.
them numbers.
You think
Nelly
about
got more
albums.
number ones than Nicki. Nelly has a diamond album. Nicki don't have a diamond album. Nelly has another album that sold 7 million. Nicki don't have any album that sold 7 million.
Got multiple diamond singles.
she might have a lot of some
Got
crazy
multiple
singles.
diamond
The thing
singles.
about it, the thing about it too is I'm not a Nicki fan. I never have been a Nicki fan. I thought I would be a Nicki fan. I kind of think she's probably an asshole. I feel like a Barb is gonna hear this or Nicki will hear this and destroy me. But I've never liked. And the thing about Nicki I've never liked is I just don't like any of her songs. She's such an incredible rapper, but I never have cared about any of her songs. And conversely, I mean, I don't there's some SZA songs that I love, um, and a lot of SZA songs that I think are really good. For me, it confirms like I'm a song first person, and I don't think for Nicki it's ever been song first. I think it's been about. I think she's very career focused. Like, what's gonna make me go? What's gonna make me hit the charts? What's gonna make my fans go crazy? But I don't think she. I think with SZA, it makes so much sense to me that you could not sell much in the first week and an album grows and grows and grows because with Control and with SOS, it's like everybody's going, you must listen to this album. And that just compounds and compounds and compounds. Nobody's ever really told me after the first week that I need to listen to a Nicki Minaj album, ever.
All right, man. We out of here, man. Y'all got it on it, man. Nicki can't win, B. All right, y'all,
Hey,
man. We're
listen,
going
God
to wrap
bless
this
Nicki
great
Minaj's
one right
situation.
here, man. We out of here on this one. I'm going to keep it short. You got it, Trill. You got it. I ain't going to gap you out,
And
man.
I just want to commend you both for how you, Trill, you did an amazing job for how you guys broke down that argument and went point by point. It was very methodical. It was pristine.
Yeah.
Well, that's how men are supposed to debate. I think that's one of the lost arts in hip hop debates. Like people just pivot to becoming a bitch in the middle of an argument, and then
Yeah.
become, oh, you this,
Yeah.
you oh, you just
Nah,
stand,
yeah,
you just glazing. It's like, nah, nigga,
yeah,
we just saying our perspective. I respect trap respect me.
right.
He stand on one side of the track, I stand on the other side of the track. That's still
And
my
it's
brother at the end of the day.
that's a fact. And this is ADHD where all debates are heated discussions. We out.
Peace.